All gas, no brake. Welcome to Canton Chronicle Live. I'm John Camo, your host. Some of you know me by my Twitter handle, Dixie Enormous. And once again, we have with us Eric D., our co-host. So, as I bring Eric on, or he brings himself on, why don't you run to the fridge, grab your pricks and ciders, text all the Cronks, and tell them that Canton Chronicle is live. And I know he's going to, oh, look at that. Hey, Eric, how's it going?
Hey, John, how you doing, buddy?
Good.
I'm a little bit, bummed out about the timing of our show tonight, considering that nobody, I should have known that Rory McIlroy was going to choke on 18 to force a playoff, and now I got the Masters in the background that I'm trying to pay attention to, but we got this show to do.
Yeah, I know. We're live. We're live on the air.
We are live.
And here's the thing. It's the same time every Sunday, right? 7:00.
Yeah.
Right? And most people that you know, I mean, like your loved ones, they know you're live, right?
They know it. I'm sure they know. I mean,
So you wouldn't be getting a phone call at 7:01, would you?
Am I expecting a phone call at 7:01?
No, but you wouldn't be, would you?
No, I shouldn't be getting any.
Okay. All right. I'm just saying. I might be, 7:01. I'm getting a phone call. So,
Doesn't George know that you're on the show?
No, he doesn't. No. He doesn't. He usually finds out somehow, and then he just he starts sending the messages. So, I got a gift in the mail.
I like it.
You know who went to Polk High, right? 5 touchdowns, 1 game.
Who?
Al Bundy.
Oh, Al Bundy. That's great.
Yeah, I came home. I thought it was your T-shirt on the steps. I'm like, oh, Eric's shirt's here. I open it up. I'm like, Polk High, and I'm like, on the back it says Al Bundy too, and I'm like, and it doesn't. There was no receipt on who sent it, and so I was trying to figure out what. I was
So
trying
you
to
have
figure
a
out,
secret admirer. You just have no idea.
Well, I found out later. I mean, it took a little bit, but yeah. But he does watch. He watches the show, so thank you for the T-shirt. I said I would wear it tonight, so there you go. And 33 is my number, anyways. Anything 3. Hello, everybody. Hello, all the Cronks. Good evening. So, we got a good show, and but you know what else we have to do, Eric?
What are we going to do?
We got to bring up our third.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Yeah. Late to the show, as usual.
Hey,
What?
I'm right on time.
I know you
walking
were.
the dog, or we opening the bottle of wine?
Done. I was just running
Done
around
and
because I had a dog trip me. You should have seen the disaster that just happened, but we're good.
We're good. Now, Boozy was actually 15 minutes early tonight for the show.
Little prep
And-
time.
Actually, a little longer than that. Probably 20 minutes. She was in 20 minutes early, so that was good to see.
Oh no, I was logged on at 6:30.
Yeah. Calming. And folks, so we're gonna try to get into the 5-page report that the Sterm Group released today, but there could be a surprise. I don't want to say if it doesn't happen. So if you hang around, we might be blessed with something good, something big.
We do have a surprise announcement. Will that be early in the show or towards the end?
It doesn't matter. You want. We can do it at any time.
Well, it's our show, John.
Oh, we're all gonna be here. I mean, what do you want? You want to do it now? While we have people?
I think everybody's excited to find out what our big surprise for Thursday is.
Sure. All right. Well, tonight we're going to be going through that 5-page report by the Sterm Group, and as it turns out, I got to talk to the man in charge. His name is Mr. Lawrence Smith. He's a retired Mass State Trooper, and we're going to hear directly from an expert on where and when and how things went wrong with that 5 stones report. So yeah, that's going to be cool.
And from what I'm gathering out of it, they don't blame 5 stones for the reporting or their audit results.
No, but I mean, You get what you get. You know what I mean? Canton pretty much got the Timu version of an audit. You know, the Wish,
Timu?
the Wish. They got the Wish version. They didn't get the Amazon version. You know. So yeah. So Larry's agreed to come on. So Thursday night we're gonna have Larry on at 7 o'clock. So that's gonna be great. Yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to it, John. It should be a great show.
Yeah. So today they released a. Let's pull up the first page. All right. Let's see. Hopefully everybody can see that. It is what it is. I mean, I can see it on my TV.
Just so
Yeah.
chat and I get a reminder too. Sterm Group is who to Canton PD?
Security Training Investigation and Risk Management. That's the Sterm.
Okay.
They're the
okay.
group.
We can all read that, John. Don't be a
Okay.
smart ass.
They're the group
What did
that
they do?
last fall backed out after watching one of those meetings. And they sent a letter
Well,
as to why they were backing out. And and we're going to get into a little bit of that.
okay. So
Yeah.
now everyone's on the same page. So
Yeah.
they were the original ones and stated we can't do this job at this rate. There's too much
Yep.
concerns, et cetera, et cetera.
Exactly.
God.
To do the job the right way. So they never put in a proposal.
No,
and then
they didn't.
they also, I think, specifically called out Bob McCarthy. If I'm
They
remembering.
most certainly did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got a couple quotes from. We will have a couple quotes from that letter that they sent last fall, back in November.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hopefully, I have it all. I don't know. I wrote it up, so let's hope. Let's hope I have it. So, yeah. So that Sterm Group, that professional group, revealed that $200,000 or whatever, 198, was a missed opportunity. Right. That audit was more of a theatrical performance than an investigation. So last fall, they gave Canton a crystal clear warning. And tonight we're going to go through that. And so we're going to go through their 5 pages. But even though that page is, so the page that's on the screen now is from today. Last fall, let me pull that up because we do have some quotes. We have some quotes from them last fall. Let's pull that up first. Remove that. Let's present. Nope, I don't want to share. Let's see. Present. Image file. And I think it's this one right here. All right, let's see if that comes up. Yep. So these are some of the quotes that they gave us last fall. That the RFP was alarmingly vague, lacking defined goals and measurable outcomes. No clearly defined objectives. The proposed audit will fail to deliver meaningful insights taxpayers rightfully expect, which is true. We expected way more. They didn't give it to us. The meeting revealed a lack of leadership, professionalism, and strategic direction. So the meeting they're talking about was the Bob McCarthy 3-2. That's the meeting that they were talking about. They backed out the next morning.
Was this the same meeting when a lot of Canton folks, and was it Mizzy too from Sandra Birchmore's case that spoke out? Was that all the same meeting? Do we know?
Was this the meeting at
You
Town
remember?
Hall?
It
Or was
wasn't-
this the
it was-
meeting?
It was at Town Hall, I believe. I don't believe it was at the library because that.
No, the Pequot side. It wasn't the Pequot side meeting.
No.
Because the Pequot side meeting was when they revealed who they were going with, right? It was the Town Hall one. And I think this is I'm almost positive this was a Town Hall meeting.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
you're right.
So this was before all of that then.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this was one of the early meetings.
Oh, okay. And right away they were like, "Oh hell no."
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
it's
like, no.
interesting.
And they said it was going to be a disservice to all stakeholders. And we cannot support a process that, in our professional judgment, fails to serve the community's best interests. So that's what they said back in November. That was me.
Man
Yep.
down.
I thought you went to the pricks.
I don't have my mouse. No, I don't have my mouse. I'm using the mouse on my computer to pull up, and it's like a little pad, and I'm not used to it. I'm used to the real mouse, but I lost that little Wi-Fi thing that plugs into your USB, so I have to use the mouse on the computer.
I might have it for you.
Yeah, I put it in a little cup or something in your car or something.
I think I found it in my car today.
Yeah, it's a tiny little
little white with it's a connector.
Yeah, little USB thing. Yeah,
I got it.
So I'm using that pad on my So this is Bob McCarthy. This is bullshit coming from a firm with sour grapes. No, Bob, it's not. Sorry. Bob's texting me right now. He said this is bullshit coming from a firm with sour grapes.
Bob's watching. Bob's watching.
I'm kidding. I'm making that up.
I was about to say.
3 out of 5. Hey, 3 out of 5 of the audit committee loved that report. It was A1 perfect. Exactly what we wanted.
The 5 stones?
Yeah.
Of course it was.
Yeah.
Of course. You know,
John.
certain officers got their praises, and then that was that.
Of course. So that Sterm Group, let's just call it for what it is. That group included FBI National Academy graduates, a lawyer, a criminal justice professor, and the director of state evidence lab, and they were all LEADA certified professionals. And of course, people are going to say, "Oh, does he even know what LEADA is?" At the time, no, I didn't know what it was, but of course, I looked it up. You know, so LEADA is the let's see, I have it right here. Law Enforcement Executive Development Association, LEEDA. It's a private nonprofit organization. Works. They teach all these different courses from the FBI. Yeah. So I think what happened was that meeting they read that RFP. So it was the meeting. It was the meeting when they finally finished and came up with their RFP. And that's when this company read it. It took them 90 minutes, and 9 out of 9 of the people on that in that organization agreed it was not going to be a legitimate audit. That was in November.
November.
They knew back in November, and they sat and they watched and they saw everything that we saw.
They patiently watched the whole process and then gave us their opinion on it, which is
They did today.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
They called them a bunch of losers.
Well, I mean, on one side, right, you have a national team of credentialed law enforcement and justice experts who walked away because they said, no, it's going to be a sham. Then on the other side, you have Five Stones who said, $200,000, come on, bring it to us, baby. We'll play it safe and we'll deliver you whatever you want.
We'll take
What do you
care
want
of
us to?
everything.
What do you want? Right? Big nothing burger. 90, it's just big nothing burger. So
I don't know. They put on quite a show at the auditorium, so they were pretty happy with their results.
well, Keaton chose politics over professionals. That's what it was. Literally what it was. So
I don't know if I'd call it politics at this point. Oh, did you boot him? Oh,
He
Yeah.
booted himself. Boozy, you're in charge.
oh, I'm in charge.
I
Jack.
didn't boot. No, I was trying to bring this up.
Someone boot him. Eric, boot him again.
Hey,
Bye,
did you
bitch.
boot me?
You
Eric,
got
did you boot me?
you got most problems, huh?
Booted Boozy. Booted you.
People are going to be like, these guys, we're never coming on with these three. Let me get rid of this one. So we're done with the quotes. All right. So this was page 1 of today's letter. So we got the backstory now, right? So one company they, with all the professionals, looked at it and said, no, you guys need to go back to the drawing boards, come up with a real RFP. But they were rushed. It was rushed. And it was also, 3-2, 3-2, 3-2.
Well, the other part of that is, you got the petitioners that only had 2 representatives, and the folks that voted against it got 3. So it's kind of the fix was in a little bit anyways.
Right. So as we see here on their first page, we just went through it. No defined scope, unrealistic timeline. Of course, it came in November, so you get the holidays, Christmas, New Year, and then leading up to this April deadline. So there was an unrealistic timeline. The legal exposure for the auditors, and that's probably why this audit, Five Stones, did what they did. They didn't want to get themselves into any legal jams, so they just kind of stayed right above the water. No?
Well, yeah, but I have an issue because at some point during their presentation at the auditorium, they had mentioned that Jen McCabe had done a good job during the 911 call, and I'm saying to myself, well, did they know that Jen had relatives that lived in that house that might have given some blankets out to
They could have.
John up? I'm just thinking that she could have gone inside and said, "Hey, I need some blankets." He's out there with no jacket on. We got none of that. I mean,
what you did get, hey, look on the bright side, people. Five Stones saved you guys $3,800.
3,800.
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
800 because they paid back the cleaning, the detailing of the Jeep, and then the 3,000 in pay.
Did we get that 3,000 back?
Of course not.
Yeah, so they got 700.
Come on, they got $800 back. They saved the town $800. Okay. That's a win, right? That's $800.
That's solid.
And I'm not getting into that whole thing, dog on a bone thing. But I will say the people that attacked me since Sunday, since last week when this all went down, their biggest argument was that it was only $800. And my answer to that is it's only $800 that we know of. First off, it was illegal to begin with, right? You can't use the funds at all. Right. Secondly is how many, if it was never flagged until we caught it and started looking, and then, and we're going to get into when that got paid back. I know the exact date. If how many other vendors in the town are being used that we don't know? That's what an audit's supposed to do. It's supposed to look at all the stuff that vendors are paying, charging, to make sure they're charging for things that the taxpayers are paying for, not for private things. Peanut gallery is really funny tonight.
Chat is on fire, I will say.
Is the chat on fire? Because the text line's on fire too. Multiple. Yes. I think the chief just texted in saying, "I thought we were friends." Yeah.
Pals.
We were pals.
He's been awfully chatty lately, huh?
Yeah, and I'm not answering. She's a witness in the biggest case in Canton's history.
If not that, right?
And there's a reason why I never answered Chris. He reached out, and and Eric, you were with me. I made sure I had somebody with me in public to talk to him. Right? I don't want to witness intimidation, and I don't want anybody else accusing me of that so I have nothing to say. Yes, GM. Yep, really happened.
Not only texting though, right?
Yeah, there was a call. There was a call earlier last week. So that was page 1. Let's bring up page 2. Let's remove that. Remove from studio.
John, did you tell me that she was looking for me the other day?
Yeah, yeah. And
Well-
where were you?
I think I was right out front of the police station.
Why didn't you just go out and talk to you then?
Well, even worse. I mean, why talk to you to get me to either go in or call when she had my number, or somebody in that police station had my number? Because when they were investigating Whitey's situation, I got a phone call and I asked Whitey, I said, "Did you give him my number?" He goes, "No." So they obviously had it.
Yeah, that's weird. Does that say page 2? Does that say page 2? No.
That's some fine print there.
Yeah, I can't see that. I gotta
Put
find
your
page
glasses
2.
on.
I have my glasses. I got to find page 2. Hold on a minute. There's 5 pages. So, I mean, let's see what page 2 looks like at the top. Oh, yeah, that was page 2. I was right, people. I was right. That was page 2. John Conley needs to be getting fines for his storage container. Well, maybe they don't get fines because it's a residential property with residential items in it. I think the problem with the other one was they owned both properties, a residential property and a commercial property, but they were storing commercial items in the residential property's trailer. That was the problem. So, oh, Boozy, guess what happened?
What happened?
Diane G just gave us a little,
Oh, shit.
Diane G, you're going to get the Boozy version. There you go. Okay, let's bring up page 2.
Thank you, Diane, with 2 N's.
That's going to be...
Oh, God, my heater's on. Sorry, I'll mute.
Oh, I can't hear it. All right. So we move on to page 2. Then they said that the audit committee was never structured to be neutral, independent. Well, we knew that. Everybody knew that. It was 3-2 against, right from the start. It was clear where the loyalties of every member lay. You had 2 people, 2 for the will of the town, 3 that just wanted the most minimum structure that they could get away with, right? There was no forums, and they're saying it was battlegrounds for influence. It was a bloodbath. Those meetings were horrible, right? The chair was consistently showing hostility towards any outside experts or anyone that tried to speak, if they even allowed them to speak. And they already knew what their outcome was going to be. They just were going through the motions, and that's what we were so upset about. And I think what happened is we lost sight of that because the audit started in November, and we never heard from them. November, December, January, February, March. We heard from them in March. You know that it's almost done. We're going to be so it was all quiet. So people kind of were hoping. I think people were hoping. But remember, you live in New England, and anyone over 40 knows every sports team has broken your heart in New England. The Red Sox every year would break your hearts. Bruins every year. The Patriots, they sucked until Tom Brady came along. This is what happens. You get your hopes up, and then they come out with this. So I was prepared for it. I was totally prepared for it. I wasn't let down at all. I knew it was coming.
You were happy to see this around 2:00 today.
I knew it was coming. Yeah.
If truth be told, we didn't have any content today, and then all of a sudden, the tweet or the X post shows up, and here we go.
Yeah. Absolutely. Huh. I will say. Oh wait, no, never mind.
You got more texts?
No, I got a text, but it's not relevant. It's relevant, but not really because it's not new. It's an old story that we don't have to bring up. So that's good. I thought it was something new. All right, back to page 2. Nearly every finding in the 5-stone audit: mishandled evidence, poor documentation, failures in internal affairs. We already knew about it all. We knew about it, right? what Five Stones failed to do was ask the uncomfortable questions. How could a department with active CALIA and MPAC accreditations perform so poorly? There's no answer to that. Are they just, is it just one of those, you go to the doctor, there's the eye chart at the end of the room. The eye chart hasn't changed in 40 years. You know, FELOPZD. Oh, you got 20/20. Oh, use your other eye. FELOPZD. Go ahead, people, look it up. It is 20/20. FELOPZD. All right. When you use the same eye chart for 20 years, people learn it.
You've been cheating on that. You've been cheating on that eye chart forever.
I don't cheat. I got 20/20 vision. All right. The same thing. The same thing. The same thing is with these departments, right? It's one of those walk it in, walk it out. Yep, you guys are good. You're accredited. You know?
Sign here, press hard, 3 copies.
There you go. Here you go. Give us the $80. Send you on your way. So instead of probing the gap between accreditation and reality, Five Stones chose the path of least resistance. They didn't challenge the leadership. They didn't audit the accreditors. They didn't uncover anything that hadn't already been exposed in the Karen Reed case, in the Sandra Birchmore case everyone was crying about, the Casey case that we were all demanding answers to, the Tim Taylor case. That's all they gave you. They didn't give you anything we didn't know. Was there anything in that report that nobody knew about?
Not really.
Uh-oh.
Oh God! Oh God! There was my freaking mic.
What happened?
Well, we didn't know that Brian Higgins was still working, and that he was most recently back at Canton PD randomly.
Well, is that confirmed that he's back at Canton PD?
There was only.
There's just an office there for.
There was two. There was 2 ATF offices. One of them left. Higgins was still there. So the only agent that would have been coming back that they proudly boasted about would have been Higgins. No other agent.
Buzzing for Truth joined in.
They don't.
Give us fucking McDonough, and we'll go easy on you.
Thank you, Buzzing for Truth. Go ahead, back to you, Eric.
I just, I had heard through the grapevine, but I don't know how true it is that Higgins doesn't necessarily have a firearm that's given to him by the ATF anymore.
But does that mean he's not still going around Canton, though?
Oh, he most certainly could be going around Canton.
That would be my question.
Probably not the place he wants to be, though.
He might still have friends in certain places.
So, if all we had to do was ask, I'm throwing out a question there. I'm not answering a text. Let's just say this. I'm not answering a text. But if all we had to do was ask, do you think that they would tell us if Higgins was still at the police station or if there's another one? Or when the MOU was signed? Or was there an MOU?
I feel like knowing how the audit went and how they wanted to clear up or clear for certain individuals, if Higgins definitely was not there, they would have clearly said another ATF agent has been around.
Oh, could be. So some of the people at home are watching this on their phone. I apologize. All right, I don't think it all the way through. But I figure for some of the people that will watch us on TV, because, statistics say the people are watching us on TV, especially when we check into those statistics the next day. I figured I put some of those pictures, some people couldn't read it, some people couldn't open them right away today, but then they all came out. So I wanted everybody to see what we were talking about with in regards to those letters from the Sterm Group today.
So is it Larry that's we're going to be talking to on Thursday?
Absolutely. Yep. Retired Mass State Trooper. Yep. I don't know his title. I'll find out. I spoke to him briefly today. Had a very nice conversation. So hopefully he doesn't watch our show tonight and decide to change his mind on us. Yeah, I watched. Yeah, I'm all set.
I'm out. Yeah.
I'm out.
Wait, what? Hold on. You're not done reading that, are you?
No. I just pulled it down for a little bit because people couldn't read it. I can put. No, wait. Let's
Wow.
There
Oh,
we
that
go.
was I liked that.
Yeah, there we go. It's back. See that?
That was fancy.
Yeah. So we're down to the failure of command. The leadership's role, a failure of command. So Five-Stone's report stopped short of assigning blame where it belongs. And they did that the whole meeting. We were sitting there and they're like, what we would have liked to have seen. They just never said what was actually wrong. He almost said the problem with, and he caught himself. He caught himself instead of saying the problem with, that was one of them. And once again, if you go back and watch it and listen to his words, there's a lot of what we like to have seen would have been, which means they didn't do. Or a lot of things would have said, had they done X, Y, Z, meaning they didn't do X, Y, Z. But they didn't want to say that on paper. So
they went further than that, John. They basically gave a ringing endorsement to the chief.
They did,
and they felt bad because morale was down.
Yeah, they blamed it on us. And we're gonna see in this letter. Now, mind you, this guy Lawrence and myself have never met. He never followed us before. He didn't know who we were. And we came to the same conclusion on his third page. He's got the exact same analogy as I had. Remember how I said the morale was low? Actually, let's go to page 3. We were talking about the morale low, and they were blaming us, and we're the fans, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're the team. I think it's going to be page 3. He had almost the same analogy. Let's go with, let's try this one. I'm hoping. I can't read the stuff until it's up there. I'm just guessing. I don't know if this is page 3. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't think that's page 3. But we'll stick it up there. When we get to it, it'll be, it is what it is. But he was basically saying Helena is like Bill Belichick. If your team is not listening to you anymore, if your team is not responding, if your team is constantly doing the wrong things over and over and over, if they've tuned you out, well, then it's time to get a new coach and get a new voice in there, so that the members of that team will listen to you. That's part of it. Here it says, the audit gestures at training shortfalls, but it never investigated the cause of that. So they tell you, yeah, they need training, but they don't tell you why. What happened? What led to the fact that they need the training? It's not the kitchen. It's not the back fence. It's not the shooting range. It's not the 25-year-old video system. I don't know.
And not only that, you got I forget the name of the guy, the tall, skinny guy there. Not the bald guy, but the other guy that stood up.
Five or Stone?
Yeah.
Let's call him Five. Call the other guy
Five.
Stone.
Yeah.
No, there is no stone and no intelligence.
I know. Yeah. But I know who you're talking about.
But listen, shout out to chat because I stole that from them.
Yeah. I'll get back to that. I just lost my train of thought.
Sorry, my bad.
No,
That's all right. I'll keep going, and you just let me know when it comes back to you.
Exactly. It'll come
right?
back.
So right here, rather than highlight this truth, Five Stones downplayed it. They diagnosed symptoms, but they ignored the source. right? So that's one of the things. Sterm urged the implementation of enforceable access protocols and independent pathways to report criminal misconduct. Five Stones did not report obstruction. They also didn't suggest safeguards for future audits. That was a missed opportunity right there. Because eventually it's going to be another audit. There has to be. Could be 10 years. You just never know. There should be another audit at some point to see, did anything happen from the first audit? Did we learn from the first audit?
I think we're at a high probability of another audit if the current chief gets another contract and possibly even into the foreseeable future beyond that. But if there's a new chief that comes in from the outside, I think that the town people would give that chief an opportunity to fix things himself at the first and hopefully go in the right direction. And then obviously if we don't see what we expect to see, then I'm sure that the town people will put another go at it to see if they can get the votes for another audit.
But not only that, like any good company, but especially those of public service, should be consistently self-auditing. Can you imagine running a business and not have a financial accountant? Like, you should consistently be checking into these things, and they're just taking advantage of what they want to take advantage.
Well, I think Five Stones took a little bit of a shortcut because they had realized that Canton PD had done some self-auditing, so they didn't feel the need to duplicate it.
Right. Yeah,
Right.
Could be.
I think there was some mention of that, if I'm not mistaken, maybe to the related to the evidence room. Wasn't there some mention that they really didn't have to get into all that because there had already been an audit done prior to them?
There was an audit. Yeah, there was an audit of the evidence room. Yes, they had just gone through an audit. Yep.
Right. So Five Stones didn't feel the need that they needed to do it too, but I thought that was part of the, what the town wanted.
Yeah. Well, so I think what the Sterm Group was saying, that Five Stones, their audit was, the fatal flaw is that there was no accountability for leadership in that room, because they're self-auditing. Like, basically, it's the chief. Everything falls back on the chief, and it's just the chief's word. There's no there's no documentation on anything. They didn't hold anyone in leadership accountable for any of the stuff, and that, especially the chief, that's leadership.
Well, and they've had the police department has had a select board that has been in, let's call it, in their back pocket for a little while now.
Right.
Things seem to be changing a little bit.
Friends in low
A
places.
little bit.
That's why we have Boozy here. She's the color commentator.
That is a big deal for Sue Harrington.
What?
What? You should have seen me and Whitey. We were like,
I think what they gave us, what Five Stones gave us was a glorified book report. I think that's what it comes down to.
Do you
I
think
like that.
It's a glorified book report.
Do you think they
like
wrote that
that.
book report?
No, there was a lot of Control C, Control V.
Well, no.
I probably write more of my scripts than they did. I'll tell you that.
Listen,
I'm
these
telling you
days
right now.
you got all the AI that they could have used. Did they use those long hyphen dash things?
Yeah, probably.
They did mention quite a bit that the trial took place in Stoughton District Court, right?
Yeah, they got that wrong.
Would you have to go in?
They
and
got the court wrong.
Fix the AI reporting to make sure they got all the locations correct.
There was they didn't go through the cliff notes on that one.
No, you got to prove
Boozy, did they still have cliff notes when you went to school?
Yes.
Did you ever use them?
No.
We had a teacher at Canton High who knew. So they actually would. So you'd have whatever book you had to read. The teacher would get the cliff notes and make sure that the questions that they were going to ask you were never in the cliff notes to make sure you read the book.
That's actually really smart.
Yeah. because they knew everybody was getting the Cliff Notes back then. That was the big thing to do.
Ooh, see, Coffee Girl just reminded me. We had Spark Notes, which was essentially Cliff Notes.
Hooked on audits.
Hooked on audits.
Hooked on audits. Oh, did you ever find out it went off the tail of the page? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Often, I found out personally. I didn't even have to FOIA it. I'm sure. I want to know how many people FOIA'd that, because I got a slew of texts while I was sitting up there at the meeting from people. I had like 5 texts right off the bat from people like, sending it now. I'm like, thank you. I'm like, cool. I don't have to, you know. So let's get rid of this. We don't need that. We don't need that. We don't do that in here. We're pretty good. But,
Shari needs one of the things. The thingamabobber.
That's why I have it up there. I didn't want to lose it right away.
It's just because you want to look at her dog. I know.
Give us fucking McDonough, and we'll go easy on you.
The next one goes back to Boozy. We're just going to go back and forth. We're going to alternate those until we get a third one.
Shari, I do love your puppy. He's very cute.
That means something different for us. Let's pull this one down. So we get to the bottom of that one. Did we get to the bottom of this one? Let me see here. Oh, no, we didn't.
Hey, John.
So, yeah.
At the end of the show, is there any chance of seeing that intro that we've been playing around with a little bit? Haven't committed to anything?
No.
Not going to be allowed?
Not yet. No, we got something special in the works. But at the bottom of this page, right? This one was great because it's in bold too. So right here. In short, the audit wasn't useless, but it was deeply underutilized. Its primary value is as a launching point, not a conclusion. I'm trying to read through my camera here. If Canton uses the 5-stone report to justify inaction, it will have failed entirely, which is what we've been saying, right? People left that meeting saying, see, there's no corruption. See, we did nothing wrong. Yeah, you did a lot wrong. You just weren't listening, right? It says, but if they use it as a reason to bring in external leadership, this is a company. Remember what we told you what this company had for who's working at this company, right? Now the professionals are telling you the Canton needs to bring in external leadership, revise oversight structures, and investigate the Calia and the MPAC credibility. Those are the two organizations that give them their accreditation. But it says it still can serve a purpose. Last line on this page. Conclusion. Leadership failed and Canton let it happen. This is the page from today from professionals, not just citizens, from people that have no stake in the game. These are from professionals throughout Massachusetts and the FBI watching from the outside in.
They didn't get paid to do any of this. They did this all on their own.
Their own. They're telling you. The professionals are telling you that you have to change it up. It's time to change the coach up. I'm going to bring up the other page now. Talk among yourselves.
Change the coach, change the culture.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And you know, for the second election in a row, an incumbent has lost. The challenger has gotten well over 3,000 votes, which shows you that, you know, when we were at the audit meeting at the auditorium, attendance was really low. I thought, right. I don't know what you thought. I thought it was really low. But the following Tuesday, attendance was very high in my expectations. To get 5,000 plus people to come out and vote in an election that's, you know, it's important, absolutely, but 5,000 is a lot of voters.
It is.
In and off.
It definitely is. Yeah.
So you had the silent majority out there speaking loudly.
Not to mention, the gap got bigger from the election before. The gap's getting bigger. So that's telling you that more and more people are on board.
Well, I think that tells you a couple things. I think what you found was you had people that have voted for Conley in the past over and over again that just weren't willing to go to the polls and vote for him, but they weren't going to go vote against him.
Right.
So that was quite a big, he only got a little shy of 1,800 votes.
Mm-hmm.
To put that in a little perspective, I look at my uncle's race that he ran. Granted, it was 6,000 voters, not 5,000, but he was one vote short of getting 3,000 votes.
Yeah.
And John's numbers were shy of 1,800.
Yep. It speaks volumes. It really does.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I remember hearing on probably like midday or closer towards polls closing, one of the precincts had like 100 some odd votes for John Conley and like 500 something for Sue Harrington. The way my jaw dropped, because like we were out and about, and as we were driving around, I was taking note on what kind of beeps or whatnot interactions that sign holders were getting. And out of the various places that we drove by, I only saw the John Conley people getting beeped up a couple of times, but it was the Sue Harrington people that were like loud beeping, like very, very like, hell yeah kind of attitude. So I remember hearing that sweep essentially of that precinct and being like, yeah, odds are that whatever happened at this audit on Saturday, because it happened on Saturday, election day was that next Tuesday, I think that helped push people over the edge a little bit. So I'm proud of you, Canton. That's a big deal.
It is. And I'd like to know, I probably would, I'd love to know how many people were voting one way, heard the audit report, or saw the report, saw the presentation, and voted the other way. And I mean, on either side. I mean, I'm voting this way. I read the report. I saw it on TV, or I went and I voted the other way, or vice versa. I'd love to know how many people switched their votes, or was it just down the line?
I bet you it wasn't many that switched. It was more about how many didn't show up. Now,
Validated.
5,000 votes is a good number. That's a strong turnout, in my opinion. But again, I still think a lot of the people that would have that have voted for John in the past, probably over and over again, stayed at home.
Could be.
Because I think that Sue got the same people that voted for Trish came out and voted for Sue.
Oh, and I mean they had. I mean, she had over 300 people working for her, volunteering, not working, volunteering. Yep. So when you have over 300 people volunteering, think of how many family members on top of that and friends. I mean that is an army.
That is an army in a small town local election.
Well, you also had at the meeting 3 different select board members, right? I don't think anyone else was there. 3 of them, and they were all on different sides, literally, of the aisle. You had John Conley down at the front with Helena. You had Trish Boyden, who was on the other side, closer to us, and then up in the back corner, you had Chris Albert, who wanted nothing to do with any of this stuff. So there's a clear disagreements going on with select board, and that gets shown, that dwindles down to election day. And I think that's also part of the reason why Sue Harrington came out with the W.
Mm-hmm. Somebody just said I was on page 2. I'm not on page 2. I'm definitely not on page 2. That's page
yes,
2.
You did page
That's
1.
Page
and
3.
You went to page 1.
Page 4. I'm on page 5. I'm on page 5 right now.
That looks like page 5.
This is page 5.
Okay, listen. You kind of jumped all over the place, but it's okay.
Yeah, because I can't see it when it's in a small window. I can see it when it's up in a big window.
It's got 20/20 vision, though.
Oh, yeah, 20/20.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to find that whole that same inferences that they came to with me, and I can't find it, so it's going to have to be on Thursday. We're going to have to talk about it.
Dennis, I agree. Sue Harrington had a phenomenal campaign committee. I agree. And everything I've heard, they did a lot of door knocking, which is very important.
Hundreds,
They,
maybe.
they did old school campaigning.
Yep.
One house at a time.
Some houses they went twice
Yeah,
because
great.
the person wasn't home that time. They went back, and I know that to be a fact.
Well, that's thorough.
Yeah.
Very. Yep.
That's how you win. If you put the effort in, you do the work, and your message is clear, that's how you win.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Apparently. So did you happen to see where Chris was at that meeting?
Me? Yeah, I did. Yeah.
He was near the back, right?
He was on the other side from where we were, probably 3-4 rows up further towards the back of the. He wasn't in the way back by any means. There was somebody I knew that I waved to that was sitting 3 rows behind him.
Scoffing. Scoffing.
I was going to wave her over and tell her to come over to our section, but she looked below there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the looks and the daggers that we got were enough.
Yeah. Also, remember, like I said, that this Sterm Group, none of them are from Canton. On top of that, the majority of them are from. I mean, he's a Mass State Trooper, but a lot of them are from outside of Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
They're all, FBI. I mean, they're feds.
You got the same message I got.
Yeah, they're feds.
I like getting assists.
It's good to know some feds, isn't it?
It is good to know some feds that like us.
Let me tell you something. I'm. It's amazing when the longer you're in this, the more people it comes out that who's who, and I'm like, oh my god, I know a fed. I know more than one now. I'm not going to do anything stupid. I'm still going to stay in my lane. I'm just letting you guys. I keep hitting this table, and I keep waiting for you to yell at me.
I've been hearing it.
Have you?
Some slack.
I've hit it.
At least
like
now
3
I know
times
what it is, though. I didn't know last time. I'm like, what the hell is that?
So my studio is a drop leaf table that each leaf when it opens, it's a bar top. It's a high top table that if you open the leaves, I think it was Pier 1. I don't know where this came from. It ends up being a circle. It's got one of those little drawer at the bottom. The bottom, and it came with 4 of those high top wood chairs. And so I'm right up against it because if I didn't, I'd be all the way back here if I opened it up. And then I'm like, I feel like I'm too far away from my laptop. I can't hit all the buttons. Oh, did we get another one? If the report was not biased, people would be there. Maybe. Maybe. But it still gets a booze.
I see Boozy has her mic off, but I'm gonna put my.
Oh, you want me to?
I'm gonna put my flag up.
You want me to carry it too?
Yeah.
All right. I was just about to say, while Boozy's doing laundry, and Eric
forgot.
goes and checks the front door to make sure the mailman didn't show up.
Thanks for the reminder. No, here's the thing, chat. When I'm next to a heater, and when that thing heats on, I gotta mute the mic for a sec because it's loud.
I'm right down next to my furnace. Well, I'm not next to the furnace, but I'm probably about 20 feet away from my furnace that kicks on every once in a while. But I keep everything at 60. I don't want that furnace kicking on that much now. Once it hits April, 60 degrees. Remember, I'm a child of the 70s. You're cold, you get a blanket. Put some socks on.
Okay, so we're in 2025. If you're cold, you can turn up the heat a little bit.
Not with the price of oil.
Okay.
Not with the price of oil. I'm not paying for that.
So John's admitting that he's a boomer.
No, I'm not a boomer. I'm a Gen X.
Did you see his face, chat?
I'm not a boomer. I'm a Gen X. I'm a Gen X.
We're a Gen X. That's almost a boomer.
See,
No,
Joanne, same thing. I'm right. 60 degrees.
Okay.
Right? Waste not, want not. You don't need to have the furnace. You don't need the house at 70, 68, 70 degrees. 60 degrees, right? Yeah, I know you're cold. Okay?
Mullins,
Keep that blanket. Mullins, keep that blanket on you and don't you touch that thermostat. I swear to God, I'm going to take the batteries out of the thermostat. She touches it again.
Oh, really? Who the hell do you think you are? Mullins, you go turn up that heat, baby. All that you want.
No, it's
What's
60
wrong with
degrees.
boomers? Coco, there's nothing wrong with
It's at
boomers.
64,
It's just
yeah.
funny calling John a boomer because he gets
I'm
offended.
not. I'm a Gen X.
See, he's so defensive.
I'm a Gen X. I think we're Gen X. When's boomers go to?
It's okay. I've been called
I
a
don't
Gen Z before, and I'm like, oh, you think I'm that young? Perfect. I'll take it.
Eric's a Gen X, right?
I think I'm a Gen X. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So that means I'm a Gen X. Eric's way older than me.
Way.
Yeah.
No, you were a boomer.
He graduated with my other brother. Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Utah, freezing, 57. Dude, oh my God, 57 is beautiful. I'll tell you, at my work, the minute it gets, I always have the AC on. I got yelled at one time. The owner walked in for the monthly meeting. I forgot to turn the AC down, and they thought it was a meat cooler in there. I have the AC set at 60 degrees all the time in there. So
No, thank you.
that was it for the next month on the heat. I was like, oh, but no, I can't. See, I'm a Gen X. There you go. Yes, I'm a Gen X. 5 touchdowns in one game. Polk High.
Okay.
Yeah, that was
So-
my first birthday gift right there.
Okay. So where were we on this page? Did we read any of it?
No, we haven't even read page 5.
Oh my God.
This-
Okay,
this
let's
is the end
go.
of
Let's
page
keep
5.
moving.
Well,
Jesus.
hey, I know, but you know what? We're getting close. We're getting close to that time.
Yeah. So let's
2
hurry
minutes.
it up.
Well, we can't. Because something else is going on, people. We can't just have people leave our channel when there's a chance that this person is going to come on. What if this person comes on?
Boozy.
It's going to be an amazing show.
What do you have to do until 10 o'clock?
Nothing. Laundry. She's got laundry to do.
Listen,
You
You got any red wine? What do you got for wine? What kind of wine you got?
it's the menage a trois.
Uh-huh.
Because there's 3 of us on the show tonight.
There's 3 of us.
Believe it or not, people, that's the name of the wine.
Is it any good?
Yeah. I like it. It's
What is it? Is it a Merlot?
Oh my God, he went there. Chat. Oh my God.
What is it?
It's actually it's the red silk blend. It's
Is
very
Is it a Pouilly Fousse?
what's that?
A Pouilly Fousse? Is it a
What's that?
Merlot? Is it a Chardonnay?
Mullins, help me out. I can't.
What is it? What kind is it?
It's a red blend.
A blend of what? What kind of wine is it? Now I gotta
In
look
red
it up.
grapes, John, just like it sounds like.
What's it called again? It's a
Oh my God. It's just
What's
a
it?
red blend.
red blend.
Yeah, so it can't legally be termed a specific type of grape because it's not
it's-
over a certain percentage. So they take a blend of different red varietals. That's all that it is. Oh God, now you got my boozy aspect coming out. I haven't sold wine in like
Oh, here it is. Menage a Trois
Louise.
red blend. It's $8.99 at Target.
Oh, Tarjay.
At Target, it's $8.99.
Oh.
Okay. It blends together 3 varietals. It's a Zinfandel, a
Ugh.
Merlot, and a
Yeah.
Cabernet.
Cabernet.
Yes.
You
To
never know
add
what
to the
kind of
complexity
information
and
you're
remain.
gonna get.
So, in other words, they just took the last of the grapes from all these things and put them together to give you an $8.99 bottle of wine.
Okay.
Is that like
Let's-
at Stop and Shop when they're just about to throw the chickens out? They roast them and sell them in a
Yeah.
bag?
Oh Lord.
My, if you ever want some wine, you talk to my ex. She'll tell you all about wines.
Bailey, I went to the Josh Winery. It was nice over there.
I like Josh.
Glen Lake, you're right. It's a Pricks and Cider Sunday.
Boozy, where is the Josh Winery?
Napa.
Napa? Nice.
Oh, I mean, I went to Napa, Sonoma, and Lodi. So it wasn't Lodi. I'm pretty sure it was Napa.
$20 in Montreal. Yeah. If you can get over the border. All right, let me pull this back up.
I was about to say back to our focus.
Yep, I
on what
am.
we're
I'm
supposed to be
focusing.
talking about.
I'm focusing. All right, so we're back. Okay, last page. This guy's never coming on. All right, this was not a failure of the process. It was a failure of the will. Canton knew what was wrong. What it lacked was the courage to demand better. And I'm going off, not script, but off the page here. We knew that. We knew that with 3-2-3-2-3-2. They were never going to demand better. They didn't want to find what was really wrong. They didn't want to go to the doctor. They knew they had a problem, right? The bone is sticking out of the skin, but they didn't want to go get it fixed. They went to the Minute Clinic instead of going to the doctor.
The Minute Clinic.
They went to the CVS Minute Clinic. All right, they got some ibuprofen, pat on the back, get back in there. Rub some dirt on it and get back in there. Until Canton finds the will and courage to demand better, no audit will expose what truly lies beneath. No audit will identify the root of the problem. We know what the root of the problem is. They went unchecked for so long that it was one of those, they're never going to check us. They're never going to check us. Just like they're never going to check, we're going to just have the company come in and clean it. In the confusion. How about that? That auditor basically told you that your Canton Police Department is confused even when it happens to their own people. When something happens and then all they have to do is go outside and investigate, they got confused. Not my words. 5 stones. In all the confusion, they put him on leave. 2 days later, they cleaned his car. His words, in all the confusion. They're telling you your Canton Police Department is confused.
Well, John, when you have from 2019 to 2022, you have 3 different deaths within the town, and all 3 investigations seem to be a cluster. To be nice about it, a cluster. You got to say to yourself, well, I know that they've been saying, well, they don't see this stuff on a regular basis, so that, they're not experienced. Bullshit. I mean, there's a certain amount of protocols that they got to know like the back of their hands, and, protecting a crime scene of any type should be fundamental. It should be, these are the easy things to do.
They protected the crime scenes as well as the Bruins protected their net this year.
I mean,
Boozy won't get that, but that's okay. You Bruins folks will.
Listen, I am a Bruins fan. I just haven't watched any of the games.
Yeah,
if that
they
makes
sucked.
any sense.
Just like the investigations. They sucked. All right. The DPW on the Craig Casey thing. The DPW cut down a tree. No? Right? Didn't he hit a tree and then they had to cut down a tree also? So they were up there long enough. Did they not have lights on when they were cutting down that tree?
So they took the tree down at the same exact time.
Yeah. Yep.
And outside of that one, I don't know where that picture came from that you had that was censored, but I don't believe again in another death investigation was there photos taken.
I censored that because
so where did that picture come from?
A police officer took that picture from his cruiser.
Was it official evidence?
Yeah, that was turned over to the family.
Okay.
But that wasn't until the second time.
What second time?
Well, they didn't find that body at 5 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
That's the body an hour and a half later.
An hour and a half later, yeah, exactly. In the middle of the lawn.
Right there. Right there in the grass. There was nothing around it. He didn't fall from the sky. He didn't fall out of the tree when they cut the tree down.
Do you know where the tree was in relation to where they found?
Okay. I don't. I went back through the Wayback Machine and looked at all the trees going up that road from before, years before that accident and that accident. I can't tell you what limb they shut down.
I've driven that road 10 times in the last week and every time I go by, I look and I'm like, what could he have possibly hit?
I know. It's they just want to get back in their car and get behind the church. Leave us alone. Right? They want to stay in their warm car.
It's disappointing.
One of the things that it nothing to do with this. Maybe, I don't know, I'd have to go back and look at it, but they want to put those islands all the way down Dedham Street. Right? For traffic calming. I'll tell you right now, it didn't calm anything in Westwood. Okay? It hasn't changed anything in Westwood. Other than you got islands in the middle of the road. That's the first thing. The second thing is you have offices in each quadrant of the town. And you mean to say that you'd rather have them sitting behind a building, with, nice, quiet, instead of putting them in that grass strip on Dedham Street where they can be seen, where people are like, oh, there's a car. You don't have to hide them. It doesn't have to go all the way to Tommy Kelleher Sr. in his motorcycle where you knew where this. People knew when they were coming down Bolivar Street that Mr. Kelleher was going to jump out and point right at you and tell you to pull over. And you knew you got caught, right? You knew where he was, behind the bushes on Pleasant Street. You knew he had his areas because those were the same streets that are still the same. There's still a problem today because nobody does what he does, right? They don't want to do that anymore. They're saying they'd rather install flock cameras and traffic cameras like Rhode Island. I don't want to see Canton be like Rhode Island. You want to see a traffic camera on every street? They'll just mail you a ticket? Big Brother? Is that what you want? Or do you want some community policing where, that's when you want to have them make their discretion. All right? You're traveling 36 in a 25. Listen. I pulled you over. I'm going to give you a warning. I'm giving you a verbal warning. Can you just slow it down? That's discretion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That's fine.
And if you have a habitual offender, then you
pull him over.
Yeah.
My brother and I did a whole video with Mr. Kelleher. He had rules. You don't get a ticket on your birthday. You don't get a ticket. He had all. It was silly. It was, it was his. But it was his way of talking to the people, right? That's discretion, not $20,000 of damage to a house in sheetrock, in Soccer Bunny, and paying it back, and having no community service. That's not discretion. How much of the presentation did that have? Was that 5 minutes?
Well, basically none.
Right? 5 minutes on that presentation. I'm sure Chris was very upset during those 5 minutes. They said they wouldn't bring that up. No.
You talking about Bunnygate?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he didn't look too happy
a very familiar name from Bunnygate will be on Tuesday night select board meeting.
A very familiar name.
Yeah, summer jobs coming up.
Oh.
They got some approvals to make.
Got some approvals to make.
Oh.
Yeah. It shouldn't be a job. It should be community service, but whatever. He was one of the ones that was caught on the camera.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like certain individuals just get, jobs for nothing.
Yeah, just get rewarded. How about this? On April 1st, 2025, same-day jury selection began for the second Karen Reed trial following the first mistrial. Five Stones submitted its final audit to the town of Canton. At the same time, a reliable and consistently accurate social media source, Sean the Golf, posted the following claim. There's something the back channel can confirm. auditors from Five Stones Intelligence reportedly told various individuals, based on their audit, that they believed Karen Reed was guilty. And you know what? I've heard the same thing. Heard the same thing.
What do you think gave them that?
Why is Five Stones even doing that? They're supposed to be auditing the police department. They're not supposed to be telling people that Karen Reed's guilty. Right?
Who did they know? Who did they know?
Who was feeding them information? Right?
Who were their friends?
Here, what? Hold on, wait a second. Who said what to
Five
who?
Stones. Five Stones reportedly told individuals that based on their audit, they believed Karen was guilty. And if that allegation is true, it damages the whole integrity of the audit.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. And here's my question. Sterm Group, obviously by that allegation, had to have interviewed someone's
Multiple people, and well, they're in every one of our groups. they're in Sean's, Aiden's, Canton, Canton Chronicle, Canton Confidential, Canton Voices. They're in everybody's groups. They watch everything. I never talked to that guy until today. Today was my first time I talked to this guy.
Oh my God. So my question would be, I mean, granted, they shouldn't have an opinion at all about it. And if they do, they really shouldn't be saying it. But my question would be, who did they talk to and when did these conversations happen? That would be my questions for these people.
Did we get this one? We got that one, right? Yeah. Just want to make sure we got all the...
They believed
Fuzzy
Karen
truths.
Reed was guilty. That's so bad. There's so many issues with that.
I do want to thank Buzzin' for the Truth. Week after week, it's $2 here, $2 here, $2 here, $2 there. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, folks, while we're talking about money, right? Okay. Final total is, all right, I moved a little bit just so that the food pantry gets a full 100. All right, the food pantry is getting 100, right? And the after recalculating, we messed up. We thought the money from wherever, Norway, Denmark, wherever that was from, we thought that was 100, but it wasn't. It was 10. But then there was 2 anonymous donors that came and gave me cash. Envelopes, yes. I got cash from 2. So we're going to be, it's 550 will go to the Canton Dog Pound Dog, the shelter, the Canton Dog Shelter. It's not going this Tuesday. I wanted this Tuesday, but then again, I'm going to speak my 3 minutes for Susan Harrington. It's her first meeting. That money will go after the after her meeting. It'll go up there, so it'll be the next Tuesday's meeting that they have, and I'll be there so that we can watch them have to say, you know, from all of the folks in the Canton Chronicle, because it's not just us. It's all of you guys. It's all of you guys that contributed. So hopefully they'll say the Kronks. How about that? All the Kronks. I don't know. We'll come up with something that it says
Kronks from the Chronicle.
From the Kronks who watch the Chronicle, right? It'll go to the Canton Dog Shelter. So that's how that's gonna come out. So yeah. So thank you. I don't want to give it away, but we're in works with another Cantonite that is willing to come on in maybe a couple weeks, and but it's gonna be focused solely on what they want to talk about. and we're trying to figure out that any of the money that night will go to a specific cause in the town. We've talked about it. We've talked about it where pretty much if we have someone on and it's got something to do with a particular thing in Canton, that's where we want the money to go.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity to raise money for well-needed causes in Canton. I think it's great that if the people that are coming on have a say in where that money goes to. That's even better.
Mike Walsh. Sorry, Mike Walsh. It's true though. I mean, I got so excited. I was like, "Holy crap, we got $100." But it was 10. It's still, hey, I don't care because it's not going to us. All right, it's gonna go to the Canton. We want to give back to Canton. All right. When we decided to do this show, we did it with the purpose of we wanted everybody to be able to have a voice. Oh, my mic. Sorry, Scott. My mic is clipping. Can you guys hear that? Is it my mic or is it my voice? Scott.
I think somebody said you were yelling earlier, or I was.
Oh shucks! Looks like you're just gonna have to leave, John. Bye.
All right, you guys. Because my cell phone must have been too close to the mic. I picked up my cell phone. That's what it was.
Well, if you want me, it's a shame I can't do the bobblehead on YouTube because TikTok I do bobblehead. But if you want me to continue reading, because I think we should continue reading.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, where did you end at? They believed Karen Reed was guilty?
Yeah, right after that.
Okay. If substantiated, this allegation would profoundly damage the integrity of the audit. The RFP governing the Canton audit required neutrality, professional conduct, and explicit avoidance of conclusions of fact regarding any ongoing legal matter. Yet this claim suggests auditors violated that obligation and privately communicated a conclusion of guilt in a high-profile active homicide case. This alleged behavior, 1, undermines every finding and recommendation in the report due to the compromised objectivity. 2, creates exposure for the town of Canton if it can be shown that they knowingly accepted a biased report. 3, risks tainting jury pools and influencing. Oh my God, this is why I'm reading and not you. Jury pools and influencing public perception, raising possible constitutional concerns related to Karen Reed's due process rights. And 4, calls into question the ethical standing of 5 no stones, no intelligent, and its adherence to professional audit standards. Or we'll say frauded standards. In effect, the audit becomes a potentially biased instrument used in proximity to ongoing litigation, further politicizing the audit process and eroding public trust. This appendix is not just a side note, it is a red flag that warrants further investigation, including possible contract review, public hearings, and professional oversight action. Remember, one of our suggestions, I can't talk, from our September 10th, 2024 withdrawal letter was to pull the RFP and reissue it after the second retrial. Oh, Shazam. Wow.
That was awesome. Thank you.
Wow.
I read along with you, and so that's good.
See? Yeah, but now imagine me having my head reading along with you. It's actually funny.
So it's the stream because they said you were choppy too. So it was the stream. It's not.
Damn. Sorry,
right.
guys.
But it's weird because I hear you perfectly. There was no chopping on yours. So it's YouTube. It's not us. I bet you it doesn't even do this. See, Boozy's mic was cracking, but it wasn't in ours. Yeah, I didn't hear you. I didn't hear cracking.
Sounds good to me.
Sounded good for us. Reboot the stream. You want us to reboot our stream?
No, because then that messes
up. It's a StreamYard glitch. It's a StreamYard glitch.
We're going to have to get this down for Thursday.
Well, no, it's a StreamYard glitch. Is it still glitching or does it stay glitchy? Does it can we leave the studio and come back in one at a time? Can we do that? I'll go first. I'm going to leave the studio and then come back in.
Bye.
Quick. What do we do?
You-
What do we do?
Keep talking. Keep talking.
Oh God. Oh God. I don't like when pressure's on me. Eric, why don't you talk?
Okay. Now you
he's
guys
back.
go out.
Never
Now
mind.
you guys go out.
Never mind.
How do we do a commercial? How do I do a commercial break while we reboot?
You can't. You would have to take down the whole stream.
Oh, we're like 2 minutes away from our guest.
All right. Me now.
See you soon.
All right, how's this, John? Mine is real bad. Everyone else's stream yard has been really bad. So is it that bad? Is it really that bad? Oh, Boozy's back. Let's see what happens. Add to stage, and I didn't remove. Hold on.
They say I sound good. Must be these professional headsets. The ones I got on Amazon for $39.
All right, let me leave.
Here he goes. Boozy, you there?
Do we start singing karaoke?
You got any good stories we can tell about John from hanging out at Matt Kelly's?
Not really.
He didn't sing any karaoke there.
I had more fun with Whitey. Oh, he's back.
I used to sing karaoke all the time.
Whitey's gonna love that.
I used to sing karaoke. Wait, let's get rid of that picture. We'll remove that. Yeah, I used to sing.
John, did you know that Whitey's more fun?
Well, listen, it was not a good night for me. All right, let's not relive this. Okay, let's move. We're moving forward, not backwards.
Him and I just had a grand old time together.
I'm sure you did. Yeah,
Whitey's a treat.
I'm sure you did. Oh, and it sounds all good now. So you just got to leave and come back in. That's all it was.
Sound
Well, that's
check
good.
1 2 1 2.
No. I used to sing the Pina Colada song. I can't do that anymore. I used to sing The Lion Sleeps Tonight. I used to do Johnny Be Good. Oh, I also used to do I did that at my wedding too. Trashy Women. I sang Trashy Women. What happened to Detective John Mulligan? I don't know. Who's Detective John Mulligan?
From Boston PD?
Yeah, no clue. No clue. Boozy did go to Matt Kelly's. Yes, Matt Kelly's is actually. My mother told me never go to Matt Kelly's, and I'll tell you, I've been going to Matt Kelly's for a while, and it's really nice. The men's room, within the past month, just got a toilet.
No lock on the door.
But they got a toilet.
They do have a toilet.
Yeah. So that's good. They had a urinal and then they had a hole in the ground. Now they have both. They have a toilet and a urinal. So I mean, things are looking up.
John, will you be taking us into that bathroom as well?
Oh God, that was so funny. That was so funny.
You know, I didn't have a grip with me.
I honestly,
Where am I going to put my phone, in the hallway of town hall?
when I tell you the people in the bar were like, "What the fuck?" Excuse my French.
I was like, what the fuck?
Where were they
you
watching it? Where were they watching it?
We were at the bar.
What, watching on one phone?
Yeah, but then the bartender joined, and then some of the other bar people joined, and all of a sudden you're just in the toilet.
Like
and I'm like,
6 of you huddled around a phone?
no, but like they all pulled up their phone. I'm like, oh my God, this is the worst time because he's in the bathroom. He left us, he muted us, now he's washing his
he washed his
hands. Like,
hands,
guys,
Not hands.
no.
We don't even know if it was the
washed
right
my-
hand.
It was my right hand.
No, the right hand.
It was, yes. I'm a righty. Yeah, that was the right hand.
Oh, we're choppy again.
Oh, what the heck? I wonder if it is my phone. I moved my phone near the computer for 1 minute.
Stop kicking your desk.
No, that was the phone. I put the phone down.
You need like a mahogany desk or something. Not
I need a
some
real
hollow-
studio.
Yeah,
I need a
pretty
real
much.
studio. Next year. Next year we're getting a real studio. We
So
have guests lined up. We have hopefully one within the next 5 minutes. Hopefully he's coming on. It's 8:25. He said his video was only 22 minutes long, so we're 3 minutes past
Wait.
his video.
Wait, Boston Brandy said we need a whisper so we can make this an ASMR live. ASMR.
All right, an ASMR. So we have. This is how I was whispering. That was me whispering, going, "I'm now following."
That's not whispering.
I was whispering, although they did turn around and see me as they going up the stairs. I'm like, I'm following Susan Harrington into town hall. they turn around and go, "We can hear you." Before you bring him on, everybody out and come back. We just did that, Mullins. I don't want to shut down the stream and then restart the stream.
I sound good.
We
I
just
sound good.
sexy ASMR.
Right.
Yeah.
So we have a very, very nice townie that's willing to come on with us
Amazing.
to talk about some issues in the town. We have a business owner in this town that's going to come on and talk about his business. And then on Thursday, we have Lawrence. I got to go back. What's his last name? Smith? Is it Lawrence? Lawrence Smith of the STRIM Group, Sterm. Yeah. And then on Tuesday, I'm going Tuesday. It's going to be a historic event because it'll be the first time in Canton's history that 2 women serve on the board at the same time.
That's pretty cool.
Hey, it's perfect now. As long as we all whisper, it's perfect.
Jay and Hall said we sound like bedtime. Check.
Bedtime music with David Allen Boucher.
Boozy, pass the wine, will you?
Would you like a little menage?
Toi.
If anyone knows TikTok, the tua.
Texting the guy. We
Tua.
still. Oh, that girl fell, huh?
Yeah, well, that's what you get for getting into crypto and then
Yeah.
getting screwed.
Crypto should
Why,
be a dog's name,
She
not
go
a.
broke? Is she broke already?
She's gonna
go to jail.
she got her own crypto coin or whatever, and she ended up all of her buyers or whatever bought all of it, then sold all of it, and this whole thing.
It was a pump and dump scheme.
She didn't have the right legal advice.
Correct.
She didn't call George.
No. She was like from Tennessee or something like that. She, I mean, hey,
Easy come, easy go.
pretty much. She listened to the wrong people. Yeah. We're not teasing Boozy. Buzzing. We're being very good to Boozy tonight.
Yeah, they're actually being pretty nice.
Yeah. Menage a trois. Tua. Menage a tua.
Menage.
Tua. Menage a tua.
Oh.
That's a good one, Mullins. It was a good one. You can put that one up. So I just texted that guy. Let's see if he sees it.
Mike Walsh. I used to work in the industry. I got lots of leftovers.
Wait a minute. This is old wine? You're drinking. Well, I guess all wine's old.
I'm sure
right?
she's got a wine cooler.
I did just buy a new little beverage fridge. I'm very excited for it.
Oh, I almost said oral gypsy. It's open. Sorry. It's all this stuff. Opal gypsies in Australia. It's 10:30 on Monday. Oh my God. You guys, see? This is what happens. Menage a trois. Opal gypsy.
Opal gypsy. We had snow yesterday where I work.
Really? Where do you work?
3 inches of
Where?
snow. Westboro.
Where?
Westboro.
Oh, jeez.
I left my house. It was 40 degrees, nice. And by the time I got to I got up 495, and the snow started pelting me. I'm like, "What's this?"
Pelting?
And then by the time it was coming down good. And by the time I got to Westboro, I'm like, "This it's plowable."
Yes, it is true. Matt Kelly's is owned by former Boston Police Department Frank Kelly, and his brother was on the Mass State Police, was one of the members of the audit committee. It's a small town. It's a small town, people. You know,
Hey, but you know what? They have been very welcoming to us every time we're there.
they do.
They love you guys.
You know what? You know why they give me such a nice time in there? He doesn't know who I am. I asked. I go, does he know who I am? They're like, no. I'm like, cool. I'll have another one. Yeah.
Well, I'd rather
Now I'm not going there anymore because now they know I've gone there, and people are going to be looking for me. And now I'm not going there. Back to the hillside.
Back to the hilly.
I'd rather be there than next door.
Well, because you can get into Milton by like just crossing the street.
I'll walk over the line. You know. Matt Kelly's does have a couple bartenders. There's three of them there that they're all nice. One of them worked with my mother, so I can't really give her points for that because she liked my mother. Whose 80th birthday? I think her 80th birthday is coming up in 2 weeks, so the 24th. Yeah, happy birthday. I know you're watching. Don't call me. I don't need you to call me. Just happy birthday.
Okay, let's not get into the family trauma of it
No,
all.
I know, but I'm just saying happy birthday to her. She doesn't have to call me. I'm wishing you a happy birthday. You know,
You're supposed to call her on her birthday. She's not supposed to call you on her birthday.
Yeah, I know, but you know, in the morning, she's like, oh, I watched. Yes, thank you.
Happy birthday, Mrs. C.
Yes, happy birthday. So yes, one of the bartenders used to work with her up at Cola Harrington, which is at the Mass Hospital School. So my mother worked up there for like 20-something years. Which there's more news on the Mass Hospital School coming up.
Yeah, what do you got?
Yeah, no, I had seen something that there's news coming out on the Mass
Good
Hospital
news?
School. So let's hope. I really hope
I would
so.
really like to see good news out of there. That would be a bright spot for Canton.
Yeah, it'd be great if they could. If the state would put some money back into it, and I do know that they just even though they kept it open, the funding wasn't there for them. But I don't know how
They
that's
always
gonna
seem to
work.
find money when they need to.
Hey, this guy, stop telling everybody our secrets, okay? We don't need everybody to know that, okay?
That's really nice. That's really nice.
The next thing you know, it's going to be called Boozy and the Boys, you know?
It might as well be now.
Christ. That's going to be the new show title.
Boozy, can we keep our logo though? Can we keep the Canton Chronicle
Yeah,
logo
Boozy,
and just call it Boozy and the Boys?
When you change to the new show, can we yeah.
Well, I might want to have a new theme song. It's by this artist called the name of Alabama Barker. Do you know who she is?
Can you sing a few bars?
Well,
She goes,
how do you-
she whispers, and she goes, "Oh, got your man in a choke."
it's the internal mic levels within StreamYard. Somebody's giving me the lowdown on what's going wrong. All right, let's do.
Does anyone in chat know who Alabama Barker is?
When I was younger, I used to do Alabama Slam.
Oh my God! I used to drink those.
No,
Club-
okay, no.
Club Hollywood over in Dedham.
This girl is underage, so don't be talking about slamming Alabama. Thank you very much.
Hold on 1 minute. Do you guys have the automatically adjust mic volume checked off on your settings?
Yeah.
Unclick that and just unclick those for a minute. Let's see if that helps.
I
I got
We're getting the settings. I'm in the settings, so
I don't.
my IT director
Oh.
is. My IT director is telling us to go to settings, which I'm in the settings. I'm in the audio.
Let's look at that. Coco and Brandy know. I think you're both on TikTok. That's why you know.
Yeah, John, the only ones I have clicked off is X.
I don't have any of those checked off.
It's probably why I sound so good.
Oh, it could be. Let me see here. I'm going to change my microphone for a minute. Check 1, 2. Could you hear that?
I heard all of that. Yeah.
Oh shit!
Little phlegm. How's that?
Yeah, what do you
phlegm?
got, a freaking hairball or something?
Here we go. Check that back. Eric is fine. Eric's fine.
It's
Be May.
It's you. Hi. You're the problem. It's
It's
you.
gonna be May. It's gonna be May soon. No, it's everybody's.
It's gonna be May.
You know what,
I know that dance.
Eric? yours
No,
is
it's
gonna be
everybody.
that too. You know what? Well, let me see if this guy's gonna come on. We'll stay. If not, we'll call it a night. We did good, right? We got
Well,
everything out.
And we got the preview Thursday show.
Right. Let me see. He didn't look at it yet. So, you know what, folks? We're going to end our show. But before we do, all right, if you still are jonesing for some entertainment, head over to YouTube, to the Mass Accountability site, and you're going to be able to watch. Oh, thank you, Rebecca Jones. We'll play that up in a minute. You're going to be able to watch 22 minutes of Chris Albert at the Canton Police Station. Okay?
In the interview room.
In the interview room. Mapped it out at 8 o'clock tonight. That was on his Mass Accountability YouTube stream. Let's see. Let's see if it... I'll tell you how
Did
many
he get the?
it was. Everybody's already left us
Did
anyway.
he get
so-
the version that didn't have the faces blurred out?
I'm going to look right now. YouTube. Here we are, Mass Accountability.
He was a little upset because
Glasses
Chris
on.
is a public official, so they shouldn't have.
And
They shouldn't
and
have blurred
they
it. Yeah, and I agree. I mean, his son, different story, but Chris was elected, and fair game.
22 minutes. Put it up 2 hours ago. 1.2, 1,200 views already. Yeah. Let me fast forward through this real quick and let's see.
A little closer to the.
Yeah, so it's still blurred out. It's still blurred out. But you know what? Go to his page, and it'll be 22 minutes of more fun tonight.
I have a question though. Speaking of this, usually they only blur like if it's like a particular victim of a very certain particular kind of crime. If you catch what I'm going on there, right? Or if it's someone that's underage, under the age of 18. So
Colin's 21.
that's what I mean. So why would Colin and Chris have their face blurred? That makes no sense. We know it's them.
Well, we know why. It doesn't make it right though.
No, but they always say they're not good at editing. They don't have all these skills, and now all of a sudden they actually know how to blur faces.
I
and
wonder if the video was inverted.
I know. Let me send the link up. Some people are asking. YouTube.
you know, I've got questions.
Oh, lots of questions.
Mass Accountability. There it is on YouTube. Let's go here.
What are you gonna do?
Yes.
Put it in the-
I'm gonna get the link to it right here. There it is. Click on that.
Are you gonna play it for us?
No, I can't do that. Did you hear that?
I could hear a little bit.
Holy crap! It's never worked any other time. Now it cracks on us, and you can hear. Jeez.
Well,
Hear
I
what?
could hear it. Doesn't mean the people on the, our viewers could hear it, but I could
good,
hear it.
good. Oh, good. All right. Let's go into the chat.
Yeah, but not for nothing. By blurring their faces, they're just asking for people to put their own edits on the faces.
Oh yeah.
Well, they're asking for mass accountability to go even further to get the unredacted version, which he's entitled to.
Yeah.
Right.
There's the link, people. There's the link to the video of Chris and Colin at the police station for 22 minutes complaining about being followed when this guy has body camera footage that says otherwise.
Nice link.
Yeah. So,
He doesn't.
Gail, Chris and Colin were at the police station.
He doesn't only have body cam footage. He was also just, videoing the center in general. And he was about to wrap up. And then that's when Colin went to open up D&E, was like, why are you following me? And then had the audacity to follow him. This guy turns into what? The graveyard? The cemetery right there? Colin drives by him. And then he goes to CPD right there. Follows him in there, and then Chris shows up, and then this is where this goes.
I mean, just go about your life. Who cares who's driving up and down the street? You're in public.
But he wasn't even driving up and down the street. He was going into the street. Because I watched the video of him outside D&E, and all he was doing was looking at the cameras outside of D&E and showing people where these cameras were. And he also showed that when he went there was still no signage saying, surveillance camera, you're being filmed.
Yeah.
Oh, John, when I was at Canton PD Friday, standing out, I had to go in. I had to go into.
Oh yeah.
Somebody had walked by and we didn't notice it at the time. Had dropped an ID, a couple credit cards. So I went in and gave it to them, and I just happened to take a peek at the wall, and they still have the plaque down, taking Peter's name. I mean,
they're adding a name.
The plaque.
They're adding a name.
It's going to take some time.
Right. They're using the trophy company.
Well, I'm wondering how that's going to happen, because when I looked at that plaque a couple of times, there ain't no more room. They must be changing the whole plaque. They should have changed the plaque and then just put the new one in. Left the old one up until the new one was ready.
What was the last Super Chat we played? Which one did we play? The laugh? Sean's? Oh.
And you also owe Sherry D. I don't know if she's still in chat or not.
You got a good memory, because I know we missed that one.
Sherry wanted me.
Yes.
Speaking of which, JC the Music Man.
Okay. Yep, ignore me.
No, I'll put Sherry D up. I'll put Sherry D up. I will put Sherry D up. I was going to go put her post up, but hold on. Sherry D.
Oh, God.
There's a double for her. JC the Music Man. Two things. One, we missed the most important point in watching the Watcher's document. Well, what was it? What did we miss? And two, send me a if you're on Twitter, I'm Dixie, obviously. Send me a private message, because that's JC from Sacramento. I have an idea of a segment to put you on a segment. So send me your information, because when we bring you on, we got a whole segment for you. But in the meantime, tell us what we missed. We missed something. Gary, thank you. He knows why. The audit was performative. Okay. That's over my head. It was performative.
Do you know what that means?
I don't.
Okay, so the audit was basically just for show.
Oh, I said that earlier. I said it was all for show. That was one of the first things I said at the beginning of the show.
He used a bigger word, Joe.
Yeah. Faux show.
Oh.
Actually, that was a woman from Canton that we knew. Faux show. Lanka knew her. Faux show. Frenchie. Frenchie. Faux show. People from Canton know who that is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I did. I dumbed it down because it's me. It's my show. Oh, I didn't mean it. Our show. I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it like that. I
that first episode, you were all by yourself, so it's your show.
I'm pretty uncouth. Okay. Oh, I used uncouth.
What the fuck? I thought you didn't know what big words were.
Obtuse. Obtuse. You know how I know what obtuse is from?
Spell it.
OBTUSE. Obtuse. You want to use it in a sentence? Why do you have to be so obtuse? And you want to know how I know that word?
George told you.
Shawshank Redemption. So I put him in the hole.
Why you gotta be so obtuse?
Yes. So I put him in the hole. Yep. Mm-hmm. Looks like our man's not going on. So like I said, everybody go over to Mass Accountability. That's the first thing I'm going to do when we sign off tonight is I'm going to pull it up and play it because I need a good laugh. Been a tough week. I'm probably going to take tomorrow off. I think I'm going to call in sick tomorrow.
Good idea. Yeah. The people at work aren't watching, are they?
No. Well, two of them are. Yeah.
I mean,
someone was in the comments. So,
John, you're looking a little. You're looking a little flushed. You're looking. You're looking sweaty, clammy. Yeah, exactly.
I think I got a little verklempt here. So.
Oh, another big word.
I know. They're just coming out. Jeez. Oh my God. You do a quick shave, you do your hair, next thing words just flow right out.
Yeah, but you didn't know what performative meant.
Yeah, no, I didn't. No, not in that sense. I didn't. Yeah.
The hair on the top of your head's looking a little darker tonight. Is there a reason?
It's wet and gelled. I gelled it. And then I shaved right here because there was too many whites, so I just shaved the middle. So people are going to, what does he think, he's a fireman now because he's got that mustache? No, I shaved the white off. Okay, calm down.
That video was funny. Did you like that video I posted?
And that's why I shaved it. That's why I shaved it.
Do you know how to pull up the TikTok? It was funny.
I don't know if I can on this computer, but anyone that wants another good laugh too, it's only a minute long. You can. One of Boozie's most recent TikToks is when she was filming without my permission, although I was in public.
Okay, first of all,
trying to embarrass me because I was wearing sleekers.
No. The reason
my ex-wife knows about those sleekers. She used to scream at me all the time.
Okay, the reason why I started filming was because I was by myself, and then you just happened to pop right on out. So I said, "Oh, this would be funny." I was like, "He fucking left me. He fucking left me.
He fucking left me." I'm in the. Where were you? You were in the behind enemy lines. Rebecca, what part of Nova Scotia are you from? Rebecca Jones is from Nova Scotia. My family's from Nova Scotia. I want to know if she knows what Rapi Pie is. It's one of our.
John, do you have a Canadian flag outside of your house too?
So when I was on Bolivar Street, I did. I have it hanging in my hot tub room here. I don't. But when I was on Bolivar Street, I had an American flag and a Canadian flag on each one of the posts on either side of my staircase. And somebody was pissed off, and they came at me. They came and they told me that they were both at the same height and that the American flag should be. And I'm like, no, I know what the rules are. There are certain times when the American flag has to be higher than other flags. But when you're flying them on different posts, on your staircase, they're both countries. They can both go in the same, The American flag is going to be higher than Massachusetts flag, higher than other flags, stuff like that. But I was presenting it the right way. They just were ill-informed. Oh, they lived in Halifax. I've been in Annapolis Valley, in Dartmouth and Truro. Oh, geez, did you see that? Did you see that? Yeah.
I think she was in the hot tub.
Boozy just jumped on real quick. Been in Annapolis Valley. And Dartmouth and Truro. Yeah, been to them all. Been to the birthplace of hockey. The birthplace of hockey is up in Nova Scotia. I've been to Spring Hill, which is where the Anne Murray Museum is. I've been to a lot of places up in Nova Scotia in
Ian
Canada.
Murray, the musician. The
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Can I have this dance for the rest of my life? Yes. Ian Murray.
We're showing our age, buddy.
Yeah, I know.
Boozy's like,
There you
who the
go,
hell's
Rebecca. Windsor,
Ian
Nova
Murray?
Scotia. Windsor, Nova Scotia. Yeah. And the poutine up there and oh my God, the cheese curd and fries and the Oak Island. Oh my God. Did you ever watch that Oak Island?
No.
I could only get like 6 seasons in and I couldn't watch it anymore. If they can't find that treasure by now. Oh, Spring Hill now has a prison. Look, Canada's doing good. The town just got a prison. Yes. Donair. Oh, I had donair meat once. It's disgusting. I don't even know what kind of meat it is if they call it meat, but they put it on their pizza and everything up there. Yeah, it's not good meat. Did we lose Boozy or did she go do her laundry?
I'm actually literally just went into my laundry room.
I knew it. Oak Island. Hey, Oak Island found some of Karen's tail light. Of course they did. Freaking 500 feet down a well, But so the guys from Walpole there that what's that barbecue place right by the Walmart in Walpole on Route 1? Clyde's Roadhouse. There's about 15 of them that they take 15 to 20 of those guys. They take a motorcycle ride every year, and they all went up. One year, they all went up to Oak Island, and did the little tour. They couldn't find anything or go off, but it's a tourist trap. This whole Oak Island thing. Chat's still doing fucking strong.
We got a strong chat.
Yeah, they're all from Nova Scotia. Who knew? Hey, Ian, by the way, they're an hour ahead. Nova Scotia, PEI. We got a friend from PEI. He's probably in bed by now. Friend of my dad's. He started his own YouTube channel too. He learned how to do. He's in his 70s. He's learned how to do StreamYard. And he's starting his own show up in PEI. We're Acadians. Gracie. I was going to say Gracie. Gracie Diaz. No, we're Acadians. My father was never even a citizen of the United States. He had a green card forever. Yeah.
So he wouldn't have been able to vote in the Canton election.
No. My father had a green card. My uncle had dual citizenship. He went to Dedham High. My uncle went to Dedham High. Yeah. I can't keep up. This is the first time our chat's gone faster than I can actually keep. Yeah. Nova Scotia going to be part of the 51st state according to the new commander-in-chief. Hull. Oh, Jay in Hull. Hull. That's down where the submarine races are in Hull. Thank God Boozy's doing her laundry right now. We had to tell Jay.
I'm literally right here.
Oh, Jay, we had to tell Boozy what the submarine races were down in Hull, where you walked like through the cemetery to the top of the hill where the what is that? All the for the war there, like the bunker. There's a bunker there in Hull.
There's a couple of bunkers. Yeah, they're destroyed now though.
Yeah.
For the most part.
The kids all ruined them. But there's a bunker that looked out into the harbor.
They had a homeless person that unfortunately was killed there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was awful. It was really bad. It was, and some of the people responsible, which were young people, took one of the body parts, cut a hand off and kept it as a souvenir and showed it to people. Yeah, terrible.
Fort Revere. That's where it is. Fort Revere. Yeah. So,
yep.
We have 5 minutes left. Let's finish up strong because we got 5 minutes, and our guy never came on. Have you seen the footage of Chris and Colin reporting? Yeah, well, we talked about that. I mean, we talked about that earlier, and we even shared the link. So yes, we have. And I'm just being silly. I love you. I have to say that because they're a Fed. They probably Gary. Yeah, Gary. You know what you missed? I'm going to Control V. Gary, this is what you missed. Not a lot from us, but if you go to that, you get 22 minutes of Chris and Colin at the Canton Police Station. Fort Revere, Jay and Hull. Jay, I used to play hockey at Suffolk with a couple of guys from Hull. Hull had some really good hockey players, which is weird because you guys are out in the middle of nowhere. And there's a bar. If you go all the way to the end of the road up into Hull, like the dead end, you go over a little bridge, you go to the end. There's like a bar right there in the
Before
middle
the high
of nowhere.
school?
Yeah, just on the left-hand side. Bring Gary up. Do you guys really want Gary? If we get 3 Garys, we'll bring him up. If we get 3 no's, we're not bringing him up. Whichever one wins first. Three Garys or 3 no's. Whichever one wins first.
All right. You sound a little bit more enthusiastic now. I thought you.
I thought we were going to get 3 no's. Let's see what happens. Let's see if the chat list. Oh, I got Gary.
We got a couple GTs.
Boozy and hey, Mom, you guys can't vote.
Says who?
Boozy runs the show. Don't forget. You're in charge.
You need to keep.
It's Boozy and the boys.
Who's BB? John Miller.
Me.
Oh, John Miller. No, Boozy's part of the show. So sorry, John Miller. That's. I mean, here's. I'm gonna be 100% serious here. All right. A, she calms us down. B, she's smarter than I am. C, most shows, when you look back, have to have a great combination, right? You look at Howard Stern, who'd he have? He had Robin, right? You watch you watch Wheel of Fortune, Pat Sajak had Vanna, right? You watch Helen? No, stay away from Helen. You watch.
Here we go.
I'm getting myself in trouble here. No, you have to have a good combination, and the thing is you do want a female voice on because I wanted to have a different voice for everyone, and so that's that. So, hey, we're not going to be for everyone. I'm sure there's a ton of people that don't like me. I'm sure there's people that are like, I don't let Eric talk because
John,
we're winging it.
I do let you talk.
We're winging it. We're not professionals.
And not for nothing, I have been with you both at the same time in person, and Eric definitely talks. Okay.
I didn't know that's where that was going, but
I have my moment.
She also took my car.
I sure fucking did.
Drove around town.
She took my car.
Scouted
She was
the
supposed
place
to
out.
make one. She was supposed to make one trip. I think you're only like the 3rd person to ever drive that car.
If they had only known that Whitey was in that
4th.
car too.
Oh, I know. But they all know it now. I mean, how many?
Hey, and by the way,
how many Battleship Gray?
They were on a short mission. They were supposed to go, come back.
I know. They never came back. They left us.
They never came back.
They
Leave
never
no.
came back. They never went to where they said they were going.
I know. They didn't even do that either. That's all right. I got her mic stand. She's not getting it back.
Oh shit! Wait. Oh, I meant to ask you. Did either of you find my rain jacket?
I have your jacket.
Okay.
And I have your tripod. I'm using it right now.
Oh
no. Oh,
way.
sorry, Gary. Gary. Hold on. Gary. I gotta send Gary a link. Hold on a minute. Gary T.
Listen, whenever I go anywhere, I tend to bring luggage with me. So me misplacing things is pretty common.
Gary, I sent it to the group chat that you just sent a picture of earlier. If you know what I mean, from Dedham.
From the standout.
Yes. Are you going to be?
I hear there was a good crowd today at the.
Oh yeah, how many?
Dedham standout.
How many did you have?
I wasn't there. I had to work today, but I did see on the Facebook pages that the crowd looked all right. Gary was
Jay-
there. Gary might be able to give us an update when he comes on, if he makes it.
JC, the Music Man, came to our show probably because of Nan. Oh, Nan was in Dedham.
Nan was in Dedham.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like that one. You know what, Jay? Can I steal that? Can I steal that from one of my openings?
Oh, I like that. I always say
Yeah.
you cannot limit with your wisdom.
I love
you
that.
them with your bullshit, huh?
I love that. Yeah.
I've been slinging bullshit for a long time.
Yeah. Let me get rid of this because he's going to come on now. I wonder how long it takes him to log in. You think he's going to be in that same room?
The man cave.
Do you know that he used to have this like 300-pound pig
Yeah.
in
I
his
did.
basement?
I've
Yeah.
petted that pig before.
Oh, it was, yeah. Yeah. You got to be careful.
Yeah, you do have to be careful.
Gary has a pig.
Not anymore.
Used to.
He had to get rid of it. It ruined his whole backyard.
He also had like a dozen chickens too.
Yeah. He had the chickens.
Mm,
Yeah. I think they sent it off to a bacon farm or something like that.
okay, that's not fun.
It wasn't a bacon farm. It was a regular farm.
Now the chicken coop has all his power tools, like his snow blower and
No
his
more chickens.
lawnmower.
Gary, did you get it?
No more fresh eggs.
Vito. That's right. The pig's name was Vito.
Vito.
Yeah.
Vito is a good
So,
pig.
if Gary can come on in a couple of minutes, he'll tell you what my brother and I did to him.
If it has anything to
his
do with
chickens.
animals, I don't want to know.
Oh, it had to do with his chickens. It was
And
good.
I don't think he sent him to a bacon farm either.
No, regular farm.
That's
I mean,
messed
he's
up.
probably bacon now. I mean, it's been a couple of years.
Okay, come on.
I'm just saying, it could be. Come on, Gary. How long does it take you to click and copy and paste that link? Put it in the chat.
Boomer.
Jesus. All right, hold on a minute.
Did you send it to the boomer proof text?
No, I didn't. Now he needs it in the chat, so hold on. All right. Oops. All right, invite.
It's no longer going to be a menage a trois.
It's going to be a four-way.
Uh,
There you go, Gary.
uno, dos, tres, e quattro, trois.
A tour.
Un, deux, trois, quatre. A quatre,
so-
trois.
So, a 14, no, it's 14.
That's 14.
Yeah.
It's hot.
So he was able to respond to me right under where I gave him the link. He couldn't copy and paste it, so I had to put it in the chat. That means he doesn't know how to move from his phone to his
there he is.
computer.
Hey, John, before you bring him on,
Yeah.
I think he missed the big announcements we had, so we might have to clue him in on what's going on.
Oh, he still
Hey,
hasn't
Gary.
gotten headphones yet. He still hasn't gotten headphones yet. His TV's we're gonna
Turn
listen
your
to
TV
us.
off.
Well, I'm all set.
Okay.
I'm all set. I am done.
Sounds crystal clear too, doesn't he?
Good evening.
Gary, you
go,
want to tell the story? What happened to your chickens after me and George got to your house?
Yeah, we were waiting and waiting and waiting for the chickens to start laying eggs because they were young, and they weren't laying any eggs. And all of a sudden, I came out one day and there was 6 eggs in there, and I said, "Wow, the chickens lay eggs!" And I started to pick them up to collect them. You turn them over, and you could see the name of the company that they bought the eggs from on the eggs, printed on the eggs.
We went to Shaw's and bought all these eggs and went and put them in the nest for him.
I didn't know who it was, and we were playing cornhole that night, and and he's sitting beside me, laughing like a school kid, and I finally realized it was between him and my wife that they planned it.
Oh, that's classic.
Yeah. So I was here for, of course, the 15 minutes before, and I heard the announcement about Thursday night.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super chickens. Gary had chickens that laid like double the eggs.
Oh yeah. We had to get rid of them because we had rats. They invaded our chicken coop.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I live on a, what my backyard's like. There's 4 houses, 5 houses around it, and if we get rats, everybody gets rats. So
Oh,
yeah. Hey, standout was fantastic today.
Good
how
crowd.
many did you think?
There was over 100. There was over 100.
Wow, really?
Yeah, that's great.
I couldn't get off the couch
Did
this
they?
morning.
Do you know if they made it over to Canton PD afterwards?
Yes, they did.
That's great.
Yes, they did. And it was good. We had a couple of YouTube creators there, and it was good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Hey, Gary,
Yeah,
I'm not going to give you the exact date because it's going to come out within the next day or two.
yeah.
But let's just say it was paid back within 14 days of the audit at the high school.
Yeah.
So that means that guy couldn't remember 14 days back.
Well, he was accurate though. He said it was sometime between November and that day.
Right.
He got it right.
You had mentioned, I was riding home, and you had mentioned that the audit was a little fixed.
Rigged.
That audit was planned and scripted before the election was even held. Here's what we'll do if it fails. We don't have to do anything. Here's what we'll do if it passes. And then that was scripted in plans. And one of the creators of that wonderful plan is gone, and a couple others are still there. So if it takes 3 years, we'll get our 3 too. If it takes 3 years.
Right.
Oh, it's coming. I mean, you just see the numbers. The trend is going in one direction.
Yeah.
It's not going the direction that everybody thinks it is.
Yeah. I mean, just
last year's election to this year's election to next, it's going in the opposite direction.
Just so I can say I said it, Mike and Chris and whoever else, you're not doing anybody a favor if you don't follow the will of the people. You can wipe out this line of contention in town just by getting a new chief and getting new upper management there.
Gary, you called it too. You told us that it was going to be a 2/3 victory by Sue.
Yeah.
And not only is that a victory for Sue, but that 2/3 vote was a mandate for what the future of Canton should look like.
Yeah. It's 3,000 votes for the winner 2 years in a row.
Correct.
John Courtney, if you want them, just FOIA request them.
There you go.
You know what? I'll dive into this. John Courtney wants David's emails. You know who else wanted David's emails? The police chief. I still have the texts from last year in October when she was hinting that somebody should FOIA request David's emails because of XYZ, blah, 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 right? And the two takeaways from that I got were, how did she know what was in the emails? She shouldn't have seen them.
So let's clarify for everybody who David is.
David is on the audit committee.
Right.
David Clough's on the audit committee. And Helena, and it wasn't just once, it was twice. Once in the meeting with Helena, myself, Mike Loughran, and Charlie Duty, it came up. And then once in a text. They all knew, and they all, and I can't prove that, but consensus, read between the lines.
Common sense.
It appears that they all passed those emails to each other, so they knew what those emails said. She shouldn't have seen those emails. But the fact that she was asking or hinting, somebody should FOIA request the guy that's investigating me. Not a good look.
No.
So yeah, John Courtney, if you want David's emails, FOIA request them. You can get them.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to share.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I could come on and say hello and give my 2 cents worth.
That's it.
Boozy, yeah. Always.
We went
nice
through all
to
that
hear-
work. We went through all that
Always
work,
nice
and that's
to
all you're
hear
gonna do. Gary, where'd you vote? Where did you vote?
I voted in precinct 7, which is the senior center, and I got a wonderful look from the officer when I walked through the door. It was the basic.
Really? I'll
yeah.
tell you one thing. The officer that I saw was very nice to me.
It's good.
I mean, I couldn't believe that he was that nice to me. I thought for sure maybe he forgot who I was. I don't know.
Where did
You
you
know,
see this?
I'll give this guy the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he didn't recognize me. You know, I used to have dark hair and a porn mustache and everything like you. And yeah, maybe he didn't recognize me.
Gary, Boozy's been drinking Menage a Trois wine.
Yeah,
tonight, just so you know.
I know.
Oh, God.
it's
Menage
it was
a
a-
trois.
There's a sponsor for you.
Yeah.
There you
Fritz and
go.
Cider and Menage a Trois wine.
Tua.
Yeah.
Tua. Hawk Tua. Menage
Yeah.
Tua. Oh, Gary, you have a pretty face. Someone says you have a pretty face.
Oh,
Yeah, it's better than having a kind chin.
butterface.
No, I when I stopped off at St. Gerard's, is it still called St. Gerard's? It's got to be, right?
Yeah.
They didn't change that name.
Yeah. They're about to, demolish the place, I think.
Really?
Yeah,
They're going to demolish St. Gerard's?
at some point, yeah.
Gary?
I don't believe so. I mean, they're trying to figure out what to do with it. The food pantry's down there, and you saw the lovely Mary Murray, probably.
It was precinct 4 and 5. I only went to 5, and they yelled across from 4. They were so nice. It was nice, and it was quiet. It was nice. I had never been in St. Gerard's before. I was always St. John's.
Were you going down there to bring the check?
No. This is. I want to get the numbers. I wanted to go check on the numbers, and it was.
Okay. Pardon me.
Boozy, Eric. What time was that? Like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock?
Yeah, you got the
2
morning
o'clock.
numbers as far as the
somebody gave us the other stuff. Yeah. And then so we were heading back towards town hall, and I figured I'd stop off, and there was a really nice guy who was holding a John Connolly sign, and I went up and I talked to them, and I did tell them who I was, and rather than tell me how horrible a person I was, they told me how nice my father was. So that I'm telling you, they were nice people.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they could have told me get the heck out of here, but they didn't. They basically, it was good. They killed me with kindness.
The last couple of weeks, I got to tell you, we coexisted. Like we're at camp.
Mm-hmm.
And we walked. I held signs at the end of Dedham Street in downtown. Spoke to Maff one day, and spoke to a couple people up at Dedham and Washington, and they couldn't have been nicer.
Yeah. I walked in, and it was Tommy Jr. was in the lobby, and I walked in and I saw him, and I'm like, oh my God, he must hate me, which he probably does. It is what it is. And I just said, hey, is it all right if I go in and just check on what the total numbers is? He goes, yeah, go ahead, go in. And I did, but yeah.
I like Tom.
I do too.
When I was a kid, he was the kid like in high school that everybody wanted to. I mean, he was like larger than life. And I'll never forget, they used to let me right near the cafeteria, the wall where the payphone was that would lead down the wall, down towards the band room, the auditorium. There was a payphone on that wall. That's where they all played quarters. And it was great because I used to get really good at quarters. So I'd go play. I'd make $1.50. It's like, it was great. I couldn't believe they used to let us gamble at lunchtime. Everyone playing quarters against the wall.
Yeah.
Booze, you know what quarters is?
Is that the game you like put quarters in a shot glass?
No.
Well,
no.
that's a different version of quarters.
That's another quarters.
Okay,
No,
I need that version.
All right, so you all stand behind a designated line. So it was a tile. You knew what tile to stand behind. And you had to throw your quarter against the wall. It'd have to hit the wall and bounce onto the ground. And whoever's quarter was the closest to the wall after hitting the wall got, everyone's throwing the quarters, got those quarters. So 3 guys throwing, you got 75 cents. You know what I mean? Yeah. The more people, the better you go. And it's up and down. Yeah.
I was
Did I just put something on the screen?
Did you just do that?
I did.
Yeah.
Oh no, Eric did. Richie, chain link shifter. Yeah,
Gary, you probably have access to those controls too.
yeah. No, I don't know.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
played the drums. I played the drums.
I just did that.
There you go.
Wait, why? That's rude. How come he has controls and I don't?
I'm
no,
special.
he doesn't. He doesn't have control.
He just put that one up. I didn't.
No,
do
he
that.
didn't. I did.
Oh, you did?
Hold on 1 second. Don't touch anything.
All right,
Hands
look,
up.
My hands are up.
Boozy.
Oh my God.
Hey, Boozy, do you know what's impossible? You cannot touch your elbows behind your back.
I'm trying.
Works better if you're on screen, but that's
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, well, you could
Boozy did
tell,
that
on
one, too.
screen at all
You're
tonight?
bringing back the high school tricks. Bringing back all the high school tricks.
you could tell I was doing it because all of a sudden it was immediate silence of like, wait, can I do this?
Gary, Boozy's multitasking tonight. She's got far more skills than John and I'll ever have. She's doing laundry. She's drinking wine. She's watching.
Oh, I was
Setting up
answering.
her. She's got. Yeah, she showed us. She gave us a tour of her studio. It's great.
I was,
Yeah.
I've been emailing clients too, asking about things. So I'm just like, I'm bouncing around the place today.
Boozy, did you plug yourself at all? What have you got coming up?
Plug myself? I got nothing.
You got nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing yet. It was a rough week. The election was that took a lot out of us. Didn't do anything
Sure
after
did.
the election. Yeah.
It's kind of depressing on Wednesday morning. We had nothing to do.
I don't know about you guys. I had a grand old time on Tuesday.
Oh yeah. It was.
Yeah.
I mean,
Tuesday was a good day.
It could have been better.
By the way, Eric, I couldn't get on. There's no signal over where I was working at the lodge. I couldn't get on, so I tried like 3 times. But I didn't see it that you were trying until afterwards.
Well, at least when you were in a secluded place at the lodge. They got the extra panels in the roof so that no satellite.
Yeah. Yeah.
JC, the music man, he was a trumpet player. JC, I didn't want to be in the band. My mother forced me, right? I never played an instrument. So I go into high school. So of course I take the bass drum. I could barely count to 4 to begin with. This senior, so I'm a freshman, this hot ass senior is playing the drum set. And she's, literally like rock and roll drums. And she's just, right? But during the songs, she would take one hand and she would actually play the drum for me while I'm sitting there to show me what my role was supposed to be doing as she's also playing the drum set. And I was just like, I was just in awe. So that's what got me through my freshman year. Is like, I'm like, oh, this is great. I get to sit behind this rock and roll chick, teach me how to play the bass drum. Eric, you know who it is too.
I do.
You would, yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you off here.
Now I'm interested.
I'll tell you off here. I don't. Yeah. That was my first crush.
So you had cliff notes. You had cliff notes to play in the drums.
I had cliff notes to play the drums. Actually, I'll put in the private chat.
I forget about that private chat thing.
I know.
Oh yeah.
I don't know this person.
Yeah.
You got to remember I'm older.
Yeah, you're older. But yeah.
I probably knew
Oh, C-Star, just watch Mass Accountability. C-Star, how was it? Is it good? Is it good? Is it entertaining? He never saw my thing, so he.
Gary, do you know what the Mass Accountability latest post was?
No.
It's 28 minutes or 20 minutes of Chris and Colin down at the police station doing a interview with one of the cops because the Mass Accountability gentleman was allegedly following Colin around.
Oh
I'll watch that after.
So he FOIA requested it, and they blurred out Chris and Colin's face.
To the person who just tried to connect, you have to connect at least your microphone before you can enter our stream. And it's a female.
Was it the female that you just put in the private chat?
No. No, that person's not watching me. They're like 4 years older than me.
Remember, we found out who, there were many people watching that we don't, think are watching.
Oh, here we go.
There
Let's
we
see.
go.
Here we go. Hello, Liz. Can you hear us? Liz? Maybe not.
Liz, you're on the air.
2, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
7, 8. I know. Liz, you
Hello.
got
Wait, what is it? What is it? 8, 6, 7,
5309. That was Jenny. That was Jenny.
Liz, you can't just come on and look pretty.
I know. She's probably, you know what she was doing? She was looking for the link to the mass accountability, and she picked on our link instead. Bet you that's what happened.
And she hit the mic, though.
I know.
So close. So close.
Was it Liz G?
That was no. That was going to be our first female caller.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Wow.
And we do have more women than men that watch us.
Yeah, I mean, some people in the chat. Pick one out that's interesting.
Richie saw it. Everybody has seen it now, right? The officer. Everybody's seen it. We're gonna have to go watch this thing. He's gonna be on. He said he'll come on with us too. The mass accountability guy.
I like that. He's a good guy to have on your side.
Yeah, Colin lied. Of course he did. You think anything different?
Nobody lies.
Smart and attractive girls influence a lot of my decisions. Me too. Yeah. I used to go to Macy's and Filene's to memorize the they always had the ladies spraying the perfumes and everything.
Oh, boy.
Right.
There we go.
I used to memorize them so that if I ever approached someone, I knew what that smell was. I'd be like, "Hey, you're wearing, Eternity, Escape, you name it." I knew them all. I had 10 or 15 of them. Yeah. Those makeup.
Back in the day when I worked at Shenanigans, and ladies' cologne was big. Opium was my favorite.
Yeah. That was all right.
Very, very strong, perfume, but it was great. I mean, you could smell it like, 10, 12 feet away.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I know we have a lot of ladies in the chat, and don't say Jeannette, but what was your favorite perfume? Jeannette was the powder my grandmother used to put on. It was this little yellow thing with a powder puff thing in it.
Richie summed up the video.
It was what I expected. A bunch of more bullshit from them, right? Yeah. The Canton Chronicle did Collins. We don't know who paid. But somebody forwarded 20 grand to the homeowners, and they signed a letter. Yep, CK Escape. I remember that one. Calvin Klein. Sunflower, Eternity.
Lancome, La Vie et Belle.
So along with 20 grand,
Lorraine.
they got a letter, John?
They got a what?
They got a letter?
They signed a paper that they would never prosecute or whatever. File.
Non-disclosure agreement.
Yeah.
But those are null and void when it comes to criminal activity. So they technically still could do something if they wanted to.
It wasn't criminal. It was kids being kids. Calm down.
Kids coming into houses. No.
White Shoulders was another good one.
You weren't a kid once? You weren't a kid once?
Yeah, and I went into the woods and I saved a dog's life.
Yeah, that's. We went to the woods too, and then you'd have Big Bill Devine yelling at you, "Don't make me chase you." 500-pound guy telling you, "Don't make me chase you."
Big Bill Devine chased one of my brothers in his youth,
Yeah.
and it took him like a couple of miles to catch up. And I believe Bill was in his car. And,
we were more scared.
He finally
of them.
catches. Hey, John, hold on.
Go ahead.
I'm done with my story here.
Sorry.
And when Bill finally catches up to my brother, he goes, "You must run like a fucking deer."
Oh, could you see that radio transmission? I'm in pursuit. I'm in the car. He's on foot.
My brother's like, "I was almost home."
I can remember years ago, being downtown and pulling into, I think it was probably 7-Eleven with a girl I was dating at the time, and Earl Newhouse was there, and he comes up to the window and he looks in the window and he goes, "How much you paying her to be with you?"
He said
And
that all
I
the
laughed
time.
because I thought it was pretty funny. And as we're going away, I'm getting slapped in the head. Did you hear what he said?
I will tell you that Bill didn't use discretion that night or that day.
Earl almost stole one of my dates from one of the dances.
Earl?
She spent more time with him outside than she did inside with me. So it's a lie. I couldn't. It is what it is.
Earl was a
He
good
was
guy. I
great
like
guy.
Earl.
God,
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Now I
God
know why him
bless
and my
his soul.
father. Now I know why him and my father were like this. Yeah. Yeah. It's shocking these owners would have.
Earl kicked me out of the ice rink and then came out later and apologized.
Really?
Yeah, well, I mean, I kind of earned it, but I'm like, I was like, Earl, I didn't do anything that bad, but he wasn't having it. He just kicked me out, and then he came out about a half hour later. He goes, "Yeah, you weren't that bad." He goes, "I don't want you to feel like you know what I mean." He just didn't want to make it a big deal.
Yeah.
No, that was discretion.
Yes.
Right. Not $20,000.
Yeah, with the
It's not
family
20
having, the bar in town, we had a few of the older, Canton policemen that would go in there on their day off, and geez, I used to love talking to them.
Yeah.
No names. Just used to love talking to them.
See, Richie. Even Richie liked Earl. I don't think anyone didn't. I don't think there was anyone that didn't like Earl.
I don't think at that time there was, they were very, few and far between of someone you didn't like,
No, the town
But let's
didn't
not
pay.
go
Someone
there, I
else did.
guess.
Right. The town didn't pay. Someone else did. We don't know. It was paid back. That's all we know. That it was paid back, and that was according to Five Stones. So, but all right. Well, we did it. We went way past. Went half hour past when we were supposed to. Yet again. So
Well, we have a time limit.
no, but
We have a curfew.
well, not no. I'm not going to work tomorrow. So
How many viewers
apparently
do you
not.
have right now? Where do you find that?
What's that?
How many viewers do you have right now?
Let's see. I don't know.
1119 is what I
No,
got.
we don't. No, we don't. We got probably like 38. Let me
No,
look.
stop it. No. This is between Twitter
That's
or
between all
X.
the platforms. I'll
Yeah, which
look
is
right
only
now.
2.
I'm gonna look right now. Hold on. 2. We got 2. No. Right now. Why won't it open? It won't open. I don't know why it won't. Oh, it won't open because I'm live, I guess, right now. So I can't open it.
Just trust me. It's 1127 right now.
No, it's not. The people in the, you know what? The people in the text will tell us how many people. 197. I told you, it's not a lot. I think that's the total of people that have checked in, checked out, checked in, checked out. So
Hey,
Yeah.
my last question is, why is everybody in town? What's happening? I mean, they still got stuff to do tomorrow, and then so they're supposed that the court case is going to start on Tuesday.
yeah, they got one more guy. They got one more person to get,
I
and
think
then
they're trying to get 2 more.
yeah.
I think they
it was
went
one.
from wanting 16 to wanting 18, I think.
Yeah. And while we have you, the last 200 people, right? I know we had someone from Utah. We had a bunch from Canada. We got this Aussie person right here where it's 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oi,
I know. Oi, oi, oi. AC/DC. Just throw us the state you're in, just so I can just see. I just want to see what the breakdown is. It doesn't give us the breakdown of where everybody's from. If you want to say Canton, go ahead. I'd love to see a couple of the Canton people in there. I know there's a couple because one of them already said that Lank chased him. Oh, yeah. Now we got to wait because Eric had to run to the bathroom. So, so cute. And I knew that one. Dorchester. I used to go to
Yeah,
all the
fellow
time.
dot rat.
I
Yeah.
used to go to the Dot. I used to go to the Dot in Dorchester. Duxbury, Louisiana. Holy crap.
wow!
I always My father went to Mardi Gras. I wanted to go to Mardi Gras once. I never made it to Mardi Gras. Alabama. I've been to Georgia, not Alabama. Can't. LOL.
Think,
Where's
Mark.
LOL? Braintree, Canton. Yeah. All right. So we're close. I mean, we got Foxborough. Let's see. That's cool. At least now I have a sense of when I throw my England. Bletchley. I know. You know how many beads I'd get? I'd be flashing everybody. Yeah. I'd have a whole ring of beads around myself. That's up. So Mardi Gras and Key West are on my bucket list. Hot air ballooning.
I was in Key West for about 4 hours on our honeymoon
Yeah.
cruise.
So
Went Key West to Cozumel.
yeah, Tennessee. Phoebe's from Tennessee. No, Phoebe's from Blounteville. 'Cause she's the only 10 I see. I messed it up. Bay Area,
Okay.
Opal, Australia. Yeah. So yeah, I want to go. I'm too fat. Yeah, there's weight limits on a lot of these things, so I can't go skydiving unless I get under 250. I'm not too fat for Key West, but the price is wrong. It's too expensive for me.
It's expensive to stay there.
It's expensive.
I put in for 2 tickets to Springsteen in Italy,
I can't go to
and
Nice.
so hopefully I'll be in Italy July or August this summer.
Nice.
Yeah. And did you like the video, John? Our 2 favorite people together.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen. That's not a new one though.
Yeah, but they just re-released it, remixed.
Yeah. Yeah. Mullins. Gary sent us the Bruce Springsteen Killers little song that they did together. Yeah, that was a
3
good one.
songs, the encore.
Yeah. Yep.
Gary, I
Um,
saw Bruce Springsteen for the first time a couple of years ago. I know you were there when I was there, but how many times have you seen Springsteen?
Just about 50 now.
Wow.
50 times.
That's a fan.
That is
Yeah.
awesome. And
And how many times have you met him?
Once.
Yeah.
that must
Once.
have been something else.
I was starstruck. I couldn't talk. And his right hand man, his head of security or whatever, road manager is Wayne LeBeau, and Wayne used to work for the Celtics, and he used to come into Shenanigans, and we were good friends. And when Wayne got with Springsteen, I was one of those like Springsteen nuts, and I must have bothered him too much because I couldn't find him anymore.
Dude, I'm going to Key West. I'm going to Key West.
All right.
Richie, Shiva. Richie, will you go? Richie, I'm
I'll be the designated driver.
dude, I'm a hoot. I'm
So
a hoot.
there's
Once
1,
you-
2, 3, 4, 5 with Richie and bring Mullins.
Mullins and Boozy. Boozy, you want to go to Key West?
Yeah, Boozy's
Also,
it.
let's say Mullins is going to need someone to talk to.
Yeah,
Mullins.
well, you're part of the 4 that's on the screen right now, plus Richie and then Mullins.
It's 6. Yeah.
Phoebe, I saw him in LA as well at the Los Angeles Coliseum. It was a great show. It was 1985, the Born in the USA tour.
Gary, I'm going to make a confession. I was never a Bruce Springsteen fan
How?
until I didn't like him.
That's
Until I was
okay.
home. I had my back surgery,
Yeah.
and I'm home, and there was this TV channel that would play all these different concerts.
Yeah.
Shit, I forget the name of that channel now. It's a cable channel. And one of the things they played was Bruce and Me. It was like the documentary
Yeah.
of all these people and why they went to go see him. And it was one of these things. And I watched that documentary, and I was like, it was the same channel. It was Palladium. That's the name of the channel. It was Palladium.
Yep.
And it was Bruce and Me, and it's from people from all over the world that had to go see Bruce and his songs and all these different things. And then I became a fan of his music.
Yeah.
And it's the same. It was the same time as when I saw the Killers for the first time. They were in the over in England at the in the round, the something that famous hall, Royal Albert Hall.
Yeah.
They did the Royal Albert Hall, and I saw that Killers concert, and I'm like, oh my god, I love these guys. These guys are awesome.
Yeah.
You know, and I had no clue. I had no clue who they were.
Yeah.
You know,
The,
but, yeah. So those are the two. Those were two of my newest. Oh, and Mullins is in. So we just need someone to watch a dog. And
In
we're going with
May
Richie.
of 2023, I was in Dublin and I saw Springsteen twice. Once on a Sunday night, and then once on a Tuesday night, and that was also my last go round for drinking. And I got home, and 3 months later, I stopped drinking. And then the first concert I saw, you know, as a sober person, was Springsteen at Gillette. And had
I'm
just
going to
as much
ACDC.
fun.
I'm going to ACDC in May at Gillette. Yeah, they've been one of my favorite bands too. Hey, Phoebe partied with Van Halen. Looks like Richie might not be able to get time off because of his boss, but we'll see. Oh my God, could you see me at Key West? I already know how I am at all these other places. When I'm out places, when I think nobody's ever going to notice me, and nobody's ever gonna, like, I'm never going to see half these people again. That's dangerous.
Hey, I gotta run.
I really let loose. We do too. We do
got a
too.
text, so
Uh-oh.
you can shoot me off now, Larry.
Oh, no, we wouldn't, Gary. We would never do that. We would never do that to you. There he goes. He knew it was coming. So,
John, just to give you an update, there are 954 people on Twitter X. How many followers do you have on X?
half of friggin' Boozies.
Well, Boozy's popular.
As she laughs from her laundry room. Let's see.
Up to 955. So that's where they're all watching us. They're all on Twitter X.
I have a message request on Twitter X. Hold on. Is it Twitter X? Is it X? Is it Twitter?
It's however you want.
I almost asked where my glasses are, and they're on my head.
2020.
Yep. FELOPZD. Let's see.
I still call it Twitter.
It's Twitter. Oh, okay, good. There we go. Got it. All right. So let's see. How many people do I have? I really don't want to say. I don't have a lot.
So
how many followers?
Like 980 if 959 of them are watching right now.
Because when I say, she's gonna laugh, but whatever. I got 35. I got 35, 40.
That's
I was laughing because you were like,
How did I go? That's gonna be a super chat right there. Oh, do you see what my ex said yesterday? Who's your ex? Is your ex anyone famous? I cannot call it ex. Did you see what my ex? Oh, never mind. ACDC will be well worth seeing live. I know.
John, I saw ACDC at the Garden, and coming out of the Garden, it took over an hour to be able to have a conversation with somebody because I couldn't hear what they were saying. It was so loud. The loudest concert
just
ever.
ringing. Ears ringing.
Oh, just ringing. But an amazing concert.
Mullins' first concert ever was the guy that Tears in Heaven, Eric Clapton. Yeah. Back in 1986. Is that when it was, Mullins? I think she went to Eric Clapton in 86 or somewhere around there.
That's when I graduated high school.
Yeah, see, Eric Clapton. My first concert was 7 years ago. Yeah. No, didn't see Aerosmith. No, my first concert was
See Aerosmith.
my first concert was Guns N' Roses at the Garden, and I cried twice. I was so overwhelmed. Shut up. All right.
See that I'm gonna laugh at.
Going through a divorce, midlife crisis, a little low on my tea. I didn't have my Doug Flutie testosterone stuff. Oh, Opal Gypsy. Opal Gypsy. My sister-in-law, right? My sister-in-law loves Susie Quattro and what's that guy's name? My love is alive. Oh crap. He sings all those songs. Mullins, help me out. She listens to that guy with Susie Quattro. He sings all those freaking pop songs. He's huge. Smokey, yeah, he was in Smokey. He was in that band called Smokey. It was his other name. But he's huge all around the world, but not in America. No, it was Susie Quattro and who sang a duet with Susie Quattro? Chris Norman. All these. She's from Poland, so they love. Yeah, there you go, Chris Norman. I beat you to it. Yeah, they love Chris Norman over there, in it's kind of like that Du Hast guy. Everyone around the world loves that Du Hast guy.
Who?
They were at Foxborough. Du Hast. And the guy that plays the keyboard walks on a treadmill the whole time.
No idea.
Oh my God. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Ramstein. See, I got people in the chat that know who I'm talking about. Ramstein. Yeah, they're big around the rest of the world, just not here. Yeah.
I'm like, who?
Yeah. The Who? No, I never saw the Who.
No, not the. Oh my God. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. This is the time when John the internet.
God, that was awesome.
You just got like 3 fuck offs in a second.
I know. That was
Fuck off.
good.
Fuck off.
Saw Corn. Yeah. I saw Children of the Corn. Never watched that movie again. That scared me. I don't watch horror movies. I told you guys that. I don't watch that. That's probably why I don't watch those kind of. I watched Henry Rollins once. I was up at. I was drunk at Plymouth State University. It's like 3 a.m. I woke up and the TV was on, and Rollins band was like, "And I'm a liar," and I'm like, "Oh, geez, I never want to watch that stuff again." Yeah. I know. Chat's done. They're done with us. 100 people left the minute Gary left. Like, Gary's gone, we're gone.
John, you said we were getting off this thing an hour ago.
I know. Let's go. All right. Okay. Let's wind this up. Here we go. Thursday, people. Thursday, we have on Lawrence Smith from the Sterm Group. Oh, no. Gary Wright was Dreamweaver, but we're staying with the close. All right. So we have him on. Tomorrow, Tuesday, I might just pop on from Town Hall, and maybe when I'm up there, I'll whisper as we're watching some history, and then we have a couple other shows that we are going to plan with 2 different camp nights. One is a business owner, and another one to be determined, and we're going to funnel the money, and we're going to donate the money that we have this upcoming week. So, yeah, that's everything that's going on. And then, also, we got to stop being on the watch for all these select board meetings, because even though they're going to be in, they're going to do, obviously, they're going to do it in executive session, but eventually they're going to have to tell everybody what their decision is moving forward with the chief.
Well, not only that, John, not this meeting, probably not the next meeting. It might be the next meeting, but within the next 2-3 meetings, there's going to be a changing of the guard.
Oh yeah, they restructure it.
Yep, we'll have a new chair.
Yeah, there'll be a whole new chair, new secretary, vice chair. Yeah, so there's a lot of things going on, a lot of moving things in the next couple weeks. What audit meeting is there? A new one scheduled? No, the audit meeting's over. The audit's done. They finished the audit and they presented it to the town, and now it's up to the select board to decide what they're going to do with everything moving forward. It's now put in the hands of those 5 people. So we're going to see what they're going to do with it.
And they gotta make a decision on the chief by the end of May. Is that correct?
By the end of May. Yep, because it's 1 month. They have 1 month to give the decision whether they're going to renew, whether it's a 1 year, a 3 year, or they're not. So yeah, it's coming. It's coming fast. Thank you, anyone that gave us any of the super chats. Thank you. I hope we played a super chat for everybody. H Rock Doctor, thanks for not even showing up tonight.
On that note, kind of sad because
I know I missed this one. I want to put that up. Wait a minute. I let me put these up just for the people because I might not have put a couple of these up. I know I didn't put that one. Has Chris Abbott taken his illegal wiretap down? Probably not. And here's the thing. All he has to do is put a sign up. If he puts a sign up, it's no longer illegal.
Oh, wait. Is someone asking about the cameras?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
someone put in chat. They're still up.
Rebecca Jones sent me $2 Canadian. Is it a toonie? Did you give me? Is it a toonie? Did you give me the coin? No, $2 Canadian. Yeah, that's the other thing. When you go to the clubs up there in Canada, they have a saying: you're not allowed to give them a one because they have no $1 bills. They have no $2 bills. It's a $1 coin and a $2 coin. So the minimum you can give the performer is a 5, and they basically say to you, make it rain, not hail. They don't want you throwing $1 and $2 coins at them. They want the paper only. So there's that. Boozy, this one was for you. Boozy, any chance we can get that Nova Scotia flag of Zion?
I said I have a steamer.
Rebecca, there was a problem with that. I used to have the Canton Chronicle sign right here. Okay, but I gave it to the co-host who didn't even put it up on his behind him. It's probably still sitting in the back of his vehicle.
it is.
Okay, I rolled it up, gave it to him, and he was supposed to put it up. So this
Wait a minute. Let's be honest. It was in my vehicle because we were supposed to put it on the Cronkmobile, and we never did.
Yeah, because we were supposed to get the van, but we didn't.
Yeah, but
there was too many audibles. This is what happens when there's too many audibles. And now
John?
you know what? Now you know what the McAlberts are going through. Too many audibles.
John, whose idea at the end of the day was to not get the van?
Me.
Yours.
Right. I'm Jen.
But I
I
have
made
the
too
van.
many audibles.
Right. So you can't blame anyone else but yourself.
No, I know. And this is what the McAlberts are going through. Right? They made too many audibles. Should have stuck to the plan. We should have stuck to the plan. We didn't. So I don't have the sign here. Okay? The taillight fragments. The taillight fragments over there.
It wasn't a we, it was a you. Don't ram me
Okay.
into your decisions.
You were supposed to make the errand and didn't come back.
I did make an errand, and then I go, fuck
You
that.
didn't make an errand. You used all the gas in my vehicle. I get in my vehicle, and it was like I'm with Mullins on empty.
I meant to get gas, and I forgot.
Yeah.
No, so here's the thing. We pulled up to the bar, and I was like, okay, we'll be here for like 1, right? And then we'll go back. I need to go to the gas station first. He goes, oh, yeah, perfect. There's a gas station right there. And then we never left.
No. It was like I'm with Mullins all over again. Every time. It doesn't matter what vehicle. I get in, it's empty. It's like right before that light comes on.
It wasn't on purpose.
No, I know. I didn't think you were supposed to go a mile away. So yeah, so Rebecca, I apologize. And we almost didn't have a show tonight. And things just kind of fell into place. Although I shouldn't even say that because we're supposed to be on every Sunday night, regardless. Eric just didn't have a topic for us. I had to come through yet again.
Excuse me. You called me all. I could hear it in your voice. I got nothing. I
Never left the couch.
The guy that's always pregame and
Never left the
all
couch.
kinds of energy. He's got no energy. I'm like, what's the matter? He's like, I don't know what we got for tonight. Well, we figured it out.
Yeah. Well,
Fortunately.
thank you to the 190 people that watched us tonight.
John, one last thing I want to say though.
Absolutely. Wait a minute. Before you say it, let's do this. Go ahead.
So, one of my favorite all-time teachers, science teacher at the middle school, passed away a couple days ago.
Who's that?
Mrs. Haverty, Jane Haverty.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, was a great lady. One of my mother's best friends, and I've known her my whole life. And what a super woman she was. And We're certainly gonna miss her.
Mrs. Haverty was amazing, and now you made me sad. I wish you had told me that before. We would have
Yeah.
started the show. We would have started the show with a moment of silence, a true moment of silence for Mrs. Haverty. Anyone that had Mrs. Haverty loved it. We had a lot of great teachers growing up.
Absolutely. Had some creeps too. Don't get me wrong, but I had some.
Yeah, but we didn't have a
great
lot.
teachers.
We didn't have a lot.
No.
We had a lot of amazing teachers. Mrs. Haverty was one of those amazing teachers. There was the husband-wife science teachers. It'll come to me, but they're the ones that taught me never to swim in a pond or a lake, only in moving bodies of water because of the monsters inside me. And now that I'm older and I watch those creepy shows where the people swim in ponds and then get, go blind and all this stuff. Yeah. Boozy, never swim in a body of water that doesn't move.
I like ponds.
No.
So the res is okay because it's got springs, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because there's water moving into it and then coming out. But still, you still could catch something that you really shouldn't. But
Buddy, I used to break the ice when we were skating and drink the water.
that's in the old days. Now it's full of iron. There's a lot of iron in that water now. That's why it's a little yellowish. A lot of iron in that. Yeah, brain amoebas. Yeah, these people get all these amoebas and these tapeworms that come out of their bums and everything. It just the stuff. If you, God forbid, you just get a little water up your nose or
everybody's got to go home now. Time to go to bed.
Don't listen. We're leaving. Don't swim in lakes and ponds, people. I'm just saying. Yeah. All right. Good night. Hey, Boozy, say good night to everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, Boozy.